What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Thursday, December 2nd to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. A disappointing day overall for me yesterday. And the first one in a while. The late games really hurt me. Pittsburgh-Edmonton game going over, the Ducks beating the Knights 6-5 hurt me. But we had guys on the show have great days. Mr. Gogster, 5-1 yesterday, plus 4 units. He's waiting in the wings to join us here in a few short minutes to cap. So in just 2 shows, Mr. Gogster's 11-4, hitting at 73.3%, plus 6.93 units. ROI plus 46.2%. Average line minus 108. Ron Crawford is heating up. Cashed with the Ducks at plus 135 and cashed easily with North Carolina Tar Heels. So the spreadsheet play today is heating up. Yes, I'm in Parkdale. Yeah, those are sirens with all of the windows closed. Trotwam had a 2-2 day, and it was unfortunate. He came very close to going 4-0 and being up 6 units because he had the Wendell Carter double-double at plus 225. Wendell Carter goes for 18 points and 8 boards. But it was the LaMelo double-double at plus 142. He went for 36 points and 9 assists. He missed it by just 1 assist. He cashed on the Marcus Smart over 5.5 assists at plus 115. Cashed on the Cavs first half a plus 2.5. Maxey had an off day here on the show going 1-4. But he's still having a strong season with us here. And we know the roller coaster ride that Maxwell Smart is. We expect him to have a giant day here today. And overall, he's winning. And that's what's important. Not how you did yesterday. It's how you are doing overall. He's 42-38, 52.5%, plus 2.94 units. ROI plus 3.63% with an average line of plus 101. I have enormous belief and faith in our Maxwell Smart. Dan Kelly in the house says, back to 2004, road team. Okay, you know what? Let me read this here. It's a little too far for my old fucking eyes. Let me just pull this up. Sorry, 1 second here. Too many things open. All right, let's see what this says here. Back to 2014, road team on a 5-9, between 5 and 9 losing streak. Home team on at least a 7-game winning streak are 1-9 to the over/under. Average differential. Wow. Detroit Phoenix under 208. And without Booker in the lineup. I mean, that just makes perfect sense to me. Perfect sense. Henry Dice said, wow, Leafs didn't expect them to blow it. They have scored 8 goals. The overcash easy, though. Look, the reason why that happened was not because of – it was because of Joe Sakic believing in Jonas Johansson. Everybody up here, everybody close to Buffalo knows he's an absolute sieve. So we expect Kemper to be in net. So now the question is Justice Anunen in goal tonight for the Avs, and how bad is this upper body injury that came out of nowhere? That was really the issue there. It was not going to be an 8-3 game, although it did work out well for us. Henry Dice, great to have you, my man. There's Sammy Culmer, early soccer action, Spurs, Brentford, both teams to score minus 114, a 2-unit look in the Premier League. There's Viper NB ready to get to work. Bonquiqui hit on wow, Orlando live at plus 430. And Leafs third period minus a half plus. Well, great job. Rob Stevenson joining us. Great to see you, Rob. Michael Irvelinas and Mr. Gogster smashing the hockey card. It was very impressive. Very, very impressive. And Bonkugi said Robin Leonard was not too great last night. Same with Yari. Yeah, it was disappointing. There's Unc Oliver ready to get to work. Fat Wally, my guy. Larry Garr, Nut Flush, Allen, TJ, Series Business. Wesley Costas in the house. It was a nice call on the Mavs to bounce back, but I didn't bet Washington. It moved to 4.5, and I got cold feet, and it was very, very disappointing for me. Clint started the Die Hard MMA podcast. Says no birthday luck in NHL last night. Got to do something better tonight. We will get that for you. There's Maddie Ice, started the taint play of the day. Jessica Easton joining us. Uh-oh. It says my audio sounds like it's coming from my computer. It's not. Really, Jose, is my audio sound bad? Sounds good. Okay, I'm getting a thumbs up for my audio. It's my Yeti. Birdie in the house. Slatsy says back on the Stars train. And Ruby hints. And we're going heads up against Birdie in that spot. Look, I understand that the Blue Jackets should bounce back from a 6-0 loss. They've been outscored 12-3 on their 2 road games. It's tough to win on the road. And they're a very young team with not a lot of toughness. And I was hesitant. Taking both the Stars in the Wild was not something I did comfortably. Obviously, the Devils off a 5-2 loss. I do think that the Hughes 8-year, $64 million deal will hang over him, like it does all young players at first. I do not expect Hughes to come back from the shoulder injury and be lights out. I think that he's going to carry that weight around for a little while. I mean, if you look at his numbers and look at the amount of money he's going to make, it's crazy. But his agent is spectacular. Patty's probably the best in the game. Let's go. Brandon, ready to get to work. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Mark Schillingberg, JM. Jared TG said it was my birthday yesterday. Oh, and it was Jared TG's birthday as well. Oh, yeah, it was 2 days ago, I thought, Jared. I thought you're... Oh, no, of course, because we gave you the birthday picks the day before for you and Tyrone Coleman. My bad. Yeah, Jared TG, you and Clint share a birthday. Okay. Dan Kelly says, I wasn't watching it, but Cole Anthony made Orlando a great, easy, and obvious live bet last night. He was so good. So good. Kent Davies, great call on the Rangers. Yeah, we were all over it. I didn't add the Flyers. The team total under 3.5 or 2.5, excuse me. That was a mistake. The juice just made me uncomfortable. That was a mistake. JM says, why the Blue Jackets, Birdie? They're a team with a lot of skill, and they're coming off being outscored 12-3. You can expect them to bounce back. But at this point right now, I don't think any team can beat the Stars in a 7-game series. Right now. And, you know, the Hurricanes are dealing with COVID. And the Panthers don't have Barkov. The Lightning don't have Kucherov, Point. And Stamkos is dealing with the birth of a second child. Vegas, you know, dealing with a ton of injuries. So Colorado Avalanche just got McKinnon back. So at this very second, the Stars are the best team in the NHL. They're better than Edmonton. And look, Edmonton has a ton of skill, but we haven't seen that move over to the playoffs because maybe Zach Hyman can change this, and maybe Nuge can play a part in this. But if you're a one-line hockey team, the best teams in the league have the type of defensive forwards that can slow those teams and players down. Dan Kelly, reverse line bet on the Jets at -2.5. All right, we got to get to work here. Elliott over at 39.5 rushing yards at Bet365, over 45.5 over what you think, Brian. We'll talk about that. We got Dutch Boy Fresh joining the show for NFL and NBA. Lucky Power, razor sharp picks in the house. 4-1 night for the razor sharp pick squad. Great job. Mark Schillingberg, 8-1 in NHL yesterday. Been hammering the shot on goal props. They've been very, very, very good. Clint says, bro, the Avs game crushed me. I didn't see the late goalie switch. Yeah, the goalie switch was absolutely ludicrous right now. And Slatsy says that line of Hintz, Robertson, Pavelski is unstoppable. They are so good. They are so good. I absolutely love Pavelski playing with those two kids because I love Pavelski being on that team. As soon as Pavelski got on that team, there was accountability. There was leadership. He's a hell of a player. All right, thank you guys so much for joining us. We have a ton of work to do. Uncle Oliver says, Tata heard that, Jimmy, she loves the Stars. The Stars are a hell of a hockey team. Mike Butler picked up 350 last night. Mike Butler, thank you for joining us. Von Polo says, I love my Wizards. Can't go to the game on Friday. Jason Albert ready to get to work. Kike saying Leafs smacked the Avs. They did. Eric Rosas cashed with the Red Wings. You know, I almost made that bet as well when we got the late injury news out of Seattle. I almost went with that as well. TJ says, I need the man, the myth, the legend, Holtby in net. Yeah, with Khudobin in net, it looks like if it's going to be Khudobin, that's not great. It's not great. But, okay, let's get to work. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Let's bring in your first guest of the evening. I'm wearing the shirt that your first guest gave to us in Costa Rica 3 years, I believe, ago. He autographed it, too. I've never washed it. I've never washed this shirt, autographed by Mr. Gogster. This shirt smells terrible, but I don't mind. Pride of Belleville, Ontario. I wasn't able to party with him when he went down. I had pneumonia for 6 months, and that was just the first couple weeks of it, and it was rough. But Mr. Gogster, back in action on the show after a 5-1 day. The pride of Belleville, Ontario in the house. How are you, Goji?
Hey, what's going on, Jimmy? Good to see you. Yeah, don't get near Jimmy with that shirt on, guys. I'm sorry. That's the wife and kids got to be upstairs when he's got that on. So, anyways, good to be here, guys. 5-1 night. Let's get her going.
Let's get right to work. Thank you so much for joining us. Quick review of NHL last night. I cashed on the Rangers -1, lost on the Knights -1, cashed on the Leafs at -120, lost on the Senators +105, lost on Pittsburgh Edmonton under 6 at +100. There's my record up there. Not acceptable. I expect that to change. Mr. Gogster, on the other hand, destroying. New York Rangers regulation. He got it at -102. We gave him the -117 that was available here on the show. So there was a little bit of difference from what he tweeted out to what we gave him, with just a little bit of odd differences. But it doesn't matter with the win. It only matters about the average line. But -117 on the Rangers regulation. Philadelphia team total under 2.5, -126. The cash. Vancouver, Ottawa, first period over 1.5, cash. Vancouver, Ottawa, full game over 5.5, cash. Colorado, Toronto, full game over 5.5, cash. And Pittsburgh, first period, money line at +110 was his lone loser.
Yeah, they had to score too. They're tied up 1-1, then just a brutal 2-on-1 McDavid sauce pass over to our guy there. I'm having a brain fart, but he had a nice shot, 2-1. But anyway, 5-1 night. I'm not going to complain.
It was an excellent night. And Dennis Garcia saying hopefully he won't say dumb things like Dallas is the best team in hockey, which I do truly believe.
Someone say Dallas?
I truly believe right now at this moment they're the best team in the NHL. But I've been high on them all year, and Dennis, what can I say? You were right about the Canucks. They're a great hockey team. I believe that you copied and pasted all the shit I said about the Canucks for trolling, and maybe you can use that a few years down the line. Let's get to work right now, Gogster. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern. Colorado Avalanche 11-6-1, 4-4-0 on the road at Montreal Canadiens 6-16-2, 4-7-1. We're at the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec. The big question here is who will be between the pipes for the Colorado Avalanche. Kemper was expected to start yesterday. We thought he was going to be in the lineup between the pipes until just before the game when we found out there was an upper body injury, late scratch. Jonas Johansson came in. He's terrible. I still don't understand why Sakic has believed in him.
I tweeted out smash and grab on that. The way I saw Johansson was in, I said, Leafs in the over. Just run to the window.
I think that Justice Noonan should get the start so they see what they have in Justice Noonan. Maybe he is the backup. Finnish 21-year-old. Maybe he's too young for this. 6'3". He was a third-round pick in the 2018 NHL draft. He played for Karpat in the Finnish Elite League and wasn't great until 2019-20, but that's expected. He's such a young goalie. 2019-20, he had a really, really strong season. Really strong season. He's been playing for the Colorado Eagles of the AHL, and he's been quite good. 2.62 goals against average, 906 save percentage. Have you watched him play before?
I haven't watched him. He came out of nowhere kind of because he used to have Miska and Werner there, and then this guy came in just this year. But he's been playing solid. Colorado's got a really good offense too. They haven't been called up because of how good their team's been. But no, this guy's been pretty solid. He was also goalie of the month in November. So this he's heating up. If it's not him, I would rather this guy net than Kemper by the sounds of it. Kemper, I don't know if he was tweaked something or someone took a shot hot in him in practice, but this Noonan guy, I think they should definitely give him a shot, like you said, see what they got.
I think that will quite likely be the case. And if it's the case, does that mean that we want to back Colorado in a bounce back opportunity when you have to think McKinnon's legs are going to be heavy after not? I mean, is McKinnon even going to be in the lineup? Maybe, this is a very touchy game. Avalanche opened up at -163. They're now at -189. -163. They're now at -189. This total here, let's pull up the total here very quickly. Opened at opened at 6, shot up to 6.5. And tricky. Habs coming off a 2-1 loss at home versus Vancouver on Monday night. 12.5% power play, 68.1% penalty killing. Jake Allen has not been awful, but he hasn't been good. 2.96 goals against average, 907 save percentage. Billy Friedrich says, Kev Riley, pay Jimmy. No, in fact, haven't heard from him. But I know I will.
Kev's a
but
good
I
guy.
have not heard from him.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll pop into the chat because it's been a radio silence. Now, I haven't reached out to him, but radio silence on that, Billy.
Oh.
I'm sure it's going to connect.
Kev's a good guy. He's fine. Busy. It's Christmas time, right? Holidays.
Dennis Garcia, are you surprised that they're just 11-7-2. They're on pace. I'm not surprised that but yes, I think that's a must bet over 96 points. I'm not going to do it because I already bet it beginning of the year, but yes.
Yeah.
I think
if they get hot goaltending, then yeah.
Their goaltending's terrible. I mean,
if it stays hot, like Holtby, I saw a save he made, Jimmy. He did the old flip the pad to the left there, did the stack the pads, and then flip the glove. It was like number one on the saves there last week. So I think it was Birdie saying he was playing well, but definitely Holtby's playing great hockey right now, guys. And if Khudobin's in, you can't play Khudobin on the road. That's the one place you want to fade this guy. He's just, I don't know, he's awful. But at home, Khudobin's half decent. So if he gets to start at home, I don't mind it.
I kind of think he will be in the lineup here, but I don't understand. They're working with 3 goalies. I don't know how they're going to do things here.
Send Ottinger back to Texas, to be honest, because they need help there.
But if he's the best, he might be the best of the 3. But
yeah.
We can talk about that when we talk about the starts. Let's talk about this spot. 1,563 tickets in, 75% of the tickets, 92% of the cash on the Avalanche, 67% of the tickets and 92% of cash on the over. We've seen that over go to 6.5. Take it away, Avs, Canadiens. How do you plan on betting it? Do you plan on betting it?
So on the overnight, I wrote down. I think Colorado's going to bounce back here, Jim. I do. I think, they kind of did. I don't want to say they gave up, but with Johansson in net, they did the best they could. They scored 3 goals still. It was 8-3, guys. It wasn't obviously their best game. Johansson was in net, but with this Noonan guy, you got to believe they're going to play much better in front of them. That total at 6.5, I'd be leaning towards the under because, to be honest, Montreal, they don't look the greatest by all means. Their defense, they still don't have Edmondson. They got a couple lines that are firing. Caulfield doesn't look the same at all. He was sent back to Laval for 3 weeks, just came back up. It's a game where I think Colorado's going to bounce back. I just have a hard time seeing them 8-3. They got smashed. I saw Landeskog also have a tweet there, guys, saying that they got their asses kicked pretty much. And heart and soul captain saying that I have a hard time seeing them not winning this game. And -110 on regulation, guys, I think that's a friendly number there. I expected to see this almost -120. It's just the whole goalie situation, to be honest. And with a Noonan in net, I think this guy's going to be half decent. It's short notice. That's the only thing you could be a little skeptical about. But he's been solid in November. This is the time you want him to be called up. He was goalie of the month in November in the AHL, guys. So I think Colorado is going to be a play on the card here. It is going to be a play on the card, guys. -110. Start off the betting board there. I think Colorado gets it done. The power play too is humming at 28%. So as long as I think they're going to get out to an early lead here and then kind of sit on that lead, play defensively for Justice, a Noonan here, and win like a 4-2, 3-2 kind of game, 3-1. 6.5. I would be leaning to the under, but I already played, guys. Colorado regulation -110. Let's rock.
I wonder if they're going to have any. I wonder what the mindset psychologically is around giving Justice and Noonan his first start in the Bell Center in Montreal. I wonder if everybody would handle that differently psychologically. Would you rather have him start, in Sunrise or in a place where there's going to be half full, or do you want them to start in sold out?
A Finnish goalie, I think it's a little different from a North American goalie. I guess they know the history. Not saying that. I don't know. Just top of my head, I'm thinking a Finnish goalie would be a little bit different. Coming over here, that he knows the situation. But when we're talking about the team, they know this guy's playing really well. So I think Colorado, it's a little boost for them, especially after seeing Johansson. If anything, Johansson might be sent back to the AHL, and this guy could be coming back up if he plays well here. So I think Colorado gets it done, guys. -110 regulation.
Gogs is locked in. I need to find out what is going on from the goaltending perspective. I need to know because, Sakic has believed in Johansson now for we're almost 9 months or so. And what if he says, look, I want him back in between the pipes. I want him to bounce back.
Johansson, there's no way in hell Johansson's going back in the net, Jimmy. No way in hell. He just 8 goals. Like they didn't want to bring. They were obviously weren't bringing in this University of Toronto goalie, but there's no way in God's name shoot me with a gun if he's in net, because there's no way in hell Johansson goes back in, Jim. No way.
I need to see what's going on, and that is a Belleville Senators poster behind you, right? Not Ottawa.
No, that's Ottawa there. We got the Belleville, you can kind of see it right behind the chair there. That's the Beast End banner. But that's the big boys there, guys. Yeah, we'll get the Belleville Senators rocking here. We'll go to a game.
All right, let's move on to 7 p.m. Eastern. St. Louis Blues 12-7-3, 5-4-2 on the road at Tampa Bay Lightning, 12-5-4, 7-3-2 at home. Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida. Jordan Binnington 8-5-3, 2.80 goals against average, 9-12 save percentage, 1 shutout. Andrei Vasilevsky 10-4-3, 2.15 goals against average, 9.26 save percentage, 2 shutouts. Those are who I expect to be in net. I will drop whom I expect to be in net, and if I'm wrong or if there's new information coming out, please just let us know in the chat. St. Louis power play being so strong this year, 29.5%. 80% penalty killing. Kyrou is adding a nice weapon for them. They have Tarasenko back. They have Robert Thomas, who's become a very interesting pass first for a centerman. Tampa Bay power play 19.1%. Watch for that to drop without Point, without Kucherov, and now Stamkos, who missed the game due to the birth of his second child. I don't know if anyone knows if Stamkos is going to be back. Either way, I'm sort of with Birdie, who says that Blues win the other night was glorious. No play for us here. Slat says revenge factor, but Bolt's missing so many players. So this is second half. Yeah, second half of a home and home. And that first game was spectacular. Lightning go up 3-0. We're on the Blues. They come all the way back and win it in a shootout. That's the first time I've ever been in a shootout against the Lightning knowing I was going to win it. First time in my whole life. Every time I'm against the Lightning in shootout, I've lost that money. But not without.
You don't see them blowing a 3-goal lead too often. That wasn't too good.
It was not too good. Let's just take a look at what Gogster wants to do here, because I think that the Steven Stamkos information is extremely important. If you hear that he's on his way back after the birth of his child, that's going to be enormous for the room. But I don't know if he's going to. The over 5.5, it was at -106. It was slightly juiced to the under. It's now -109, so it's slightly juiced to the over. And from a money line perspective here, we have St. Louis opening up at +122, and there's been a slight move towards Tampa. St. Louis is now +127. When we go over to where the cash lies in this spot, we have 1,550 tickets in. 72% of the tickets are on the Tampa Bay money line. We don't know the cash at this point. 86% of tickets are on the over. We've only seen a few cent moves. We don't know the cash either because it's just 1,500 tickets in. Gogster, take it away.
Well, 86% of the money on the over, right? Well, I'm on the opposite there. I'm on the under here, guys. First period under 1.5. 4-3, 3-0 in the first period. You're not going to see another first period like that here. You're going to see a much better game here, I think, with Binnington and Vasilevsky too. You're missing top players now. Without Stamkos, I don't see him coming back this game. There's also no Bozak for St. Louis, Neil Perron. Also, you still don't have Point. You don't have Kucherov. Obviously, he still hasn't been in the lineup. And then you also don't have Joseph. So they're missing players. Both teams are missing players. It's a back-to-back game, too. They played on Tuesday. So look for this to be a much tighter game. I'd almost lean towards the full game under 2 guys, but I'm just going to rock with the first period under 1.5. That's at -105. I think that's a great number. That's where I thought it should be. And I think we're getting a good number there, guys. So let's pull the trigger there. Both goalies, they're solid goalies for the most part, 11th and 23rd. Power plays, Jimmy said it, 26 and 21%. I just think spots here. This is more of a spot play for me. First period under 1.5, -105. I like that one, guys.
Billy Friedrichs on the no goal first 10 minutes at +135. Gogster on the first period under 105 at -105. And I'm not sure.
I like that, Billy. I don't have that one right now, buddy, but great find, brother.
I'm not sure what to do. And because Puzzler saying that Roto says Stamkos is expected to be back today, I need to know what's going on there because.
Yeah, I still like the first period under.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think that changes your look there at all. But I just mean from my angle. With Kucherov and Point out, if Stamkos comes back like the leader he is, I love that shit, and
Yeah.
I'll probably move on the Lightning. All right, let's move on to the next spot. Oh, do you want
one more thing there? You also say too about their lines. Barry Boulet's on their first line, I believe, right now. I don't know exactly who his other two line mates are, but when you ever see Barry Boulet, guy, this is an AHLer on their first line. It's tough. You're not going to see a lot of offense. It's going to be like he's just honestly too small. So once they get more players back offensively, I think they'll be much better. But just looking at the lines for Tampa Bay, it's an under team. They still have a lot of their defense too with Vasilevsky. So I like that one.
And no, it's all good. Please, anytime. And this is, again, the best thing that could possibly happen to the Lightning, having Kucherov and Point out for extended periods and getting the money off of the books. And at the trade deadline, they're going to bring in reinforcements, and they're going to be the favorite to win the Stanley Cup.
They're going to go on that run like they do.
Mm-hmm. Probably the second favorite, actually, I would say, behind the Avalanche. Which is the way I kind of see things banging out. Let's move on to 7 p.m. Eastern. Buffalo Sabres 8-11-3, 2-5-2 on the road at Florida Panthers 15-4-3, 12-1-0 at home. Wow, the Panthers got me, man. They fucking got me. They got me bad. Right when I was like, I told you. I mean, I'm speaking to myself, but I was like, when they came back. Also, so it's 4-1 for the Capitals, who are a veteran squad who should be able to hold on to that lead, and the Panthers battle back. But the big thing about this is they won 5-4 in regulation. They didn't score an empty netter to tie it up with 10 seconds left.
No.
It was...
There's something going on in Sunrise this year. Like, I don't know what it is, but whenever you go there, like I was saying the other day, last show, Florida's just a go-go team. Like similar to Colorado, certain teams, they just a lot of offense. Vegas too. You saw Vegas 5-4 or 6-5, against Anaheim. Certain teams, they just, even if they're missing it, like without Barkov too, it's impressive, Jim.
It is. It is. Dennis's future is 25-1 on the Pens, 35-1 on the Flames. I like the numbers you got those two teams at.
I like that Flames number. I really like that Flames number.
But that's about the only nice thing I can say about those two spots personally. But I love both coaches. I think both coaches are as good as they get in the NHL. So, Matty Ice says Panthers puck line has to be the play. They have to be riding high after that last game. I cannot still back the Panthers squad with the injuries. You take Duclair out of that lineup as well. I love Sam Bennett. I don't know what the hell happened to him in Calgary. I love picking up Reinhart. He could be the difference in this game, playing against his former squad. But Tokarski and Spencer Knight look like they'll both be in net. I can't trust either of them. Please confirm, if anyone can confirm, if it will be Spencer Knight here. Buffalo power play at 21.1%, penalty killing at 79%, Florida power play at 20%, penalty killing at 79%. Sabres coming off a 7-4 loss at home to Seattle on Monday night. And so this, for me, there's just no way I want anything to do with Florida at this price with the injuries and not having Barkov. So it's Buffalo or no bet. And the market moving towards the under 6 in this game, I don't know how that's happening.
No way.
It doesn't make any sense to me. So if that's the case, then maybe we go against this and take the over. Well, hear what Gogster has to say. Let me just put this. 2,131 tickets in. 84% of the tickets on the money line on Florida. And then 56% of the tickets and 68% of cash on the under. Oh, and Bob Bobrovsky's confirmed.
Yeah, okay, I was expecting Bobrovsky too.
Okay, thank you guys. Bobrovsky is confirmed. Guys. That changes things. But he's not. I don't think he's as good as his early numbers indicate. Ghoster, take it away. Sabres Panthers.
Yeah, you just did it with Bobrovsky. His numbers, guys. He's first in goals allowed better than expected. So that just kind of tells you, like, it pretty much just sums it up. Yeah, if they're better at the goals that are goals for and goals against, pretty much the difference right there. Anyways, let's not stutter our words here. Florida, they allowed too many goals. They come back a lot of the times, but with Bobrovsky in net, he's looked stellar. But historically, it's hard to say. This is a game I don't have a lot of action on. I was going to lean towards the over though. Someone in the chat was just talking about Tage Thompson. This guy's been unbelievable. He's another one of those rookies, not rookies, but younger players along with Olofsson that can really spark. They have offense. So right away, I had written down I wanted to play the first period over around -120, but it was -141 when I looked at it, guys. So that's going to be a no play for me. And also the total was 6 -120. So I don't mind that one. Jim, do you know what the total is right now in that game?
Yeah, it's moving the other direction. So at Pinnacle, it's plus 101.
Plus 101 for really. So a lot of
And
money of wow.
yeah, Bet 365, it's minus 110. It looks like that's the worst that you can get is at Bet 365 here. Very quickly here before we move too far, awful news from Red Girl, whom we love dearly. OG Lowbagger says she was ran off the road yesterday and trying to start a GoFundMe to get her car fixed. Red Girl, please let us know how we can help and how we can promote that. And we love you. It's so thankful that you're safe and that you didn't get hurt badly. And let us know what we can do to help promote that. And much love to you, Red Girl. So sorry to hear that. So Sabers Panthers here. This cash towards the under gives me pause. I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah, exactly. I want to take the over, but it's not a strong enough play I liked. And now that the money's coming towards the under, it's got to be Bobrovsky. I guess how well he's playing, but it's not a game I like at all, guys. I would be leaning to the over though, but not going to make the card. Going to be a stay off here. We got a lot of games, 10 games on the card, so we'll pass this one.
Yeah, I think so, but I mean, if they're that big of favorites, let's just say that they're huge favorites, and what would that make Buffalo's team total? If it's going towards the under, then
2.5 minus 120, 115.
Over 2.5, over 2.5 at plus 125.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say it'd be more like 105 plus 100, but that's, you know what, that you might have found it there, Jim. That's probably the best value play on the card right there, I would say, guys. Buffalo team total over.
We talk about where the market is wrong, right? With the Panther, we're going to get into the Hurricane situation here because that's nuts to me, and I'm figuring out how to bet Ottawa at this point. And I saw that there was no rush because money keeps coming in on Carolina. Does that mean some of their guys are coming back from COVID? We'll discuss that. But we talk about market mistakes here. Is this not the biggest market mistake you've heard of? Listen to the team total.
Yeah, 100%.
Florida's over 2.5. For Florida is minus 390, and over 2.5 for Buffalo is plus 125.
What in the?
I mean, that's ludicrous.
Yeah. This is an awful minus 3. I would not be on this minus 300 right here, guys, at all. Buffalo, look what they're doing at the start of the year. They were a sneaky good road team. They were coming out with wins. You know what? Even maybe a first period Buffalo here, jump out on these guys. Maybe that could even be a player. Even, Buffalo, if you guys can have first period goals, over 0.5 goals, Buffalo probably at plus money there as well. You could probably get that at Pinnacle around, I don't know, plus 105, 110. So, yeah. And then the team total over 2.5, Jim said it. I really like that. Just looking at Florida's penalty kill, it's 75%. It's not the greatest either. 70% power play for Buffalo. So, I do think this is a good spot. Buffalo's pissed off too, guys. They've lost 7-4 to Seattle, 3-2 to Detroit, scoring 4 and 3 goals. So, yeah, that's one I want to write down now that we talk about it.
Oh, North Ender, I get how they come up with those totals. I'm just saying because it's moving towards the under and the Panthers are such big favorites, it's ridiculous. I think you're right. I think the combination of you saying that and reading Birdie saying, how did the Panthers respond after that epic win versus the Caps? History would say bet the Sabres in the under. And what you're seeing is with the under is a Sharps autoplay. I think the Sabres first period is the best spot that I can find. I think that I think I will take both the Sabres and the Senators on the first period today. The Sabres first period is at plus 160.
That's it.
Yeah.
Jeez,
the over a half in the first period is expected. They're expected to score a goal in the first period. That's wild.
Yeah, the minus 140 first period, I guess they. Even the team total. What's that team total over 2.5? You said plus 125.
Yes.
Oh, that I like that one there, guys. I have a hard time seeing them. I'm check me out on Twitter there, guys. I'm going to tweet out my card there at the end of the show, but or even at the end of this show there, we'll have all of our picks for the most part. But yeah, I think that's a sneaky good play there. Even the team total over, just 1-1 even. I think Florida's going to allow some goals here.
Okay, I think I'm going to move on Sabres first period here, plus 160. I think that is going to be my look, but we will talk more about it. And let's just get this guy gone forever. Sorry. Again, you can say horrible things about me on this show, but no spamming. All right. Yeah. I thought I got him out. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's move on. 7 p.m. Eastern, Blackhawks, Washington. Jose, I'm going to need a favor here. Can you push a Dutch back 10 minutes till 12 p.m. 12 p.m. Eastern. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to Chicago Blackhawks and Washington Capitals. Capital One Arena here. We have the Blackhawks. Wow, Jordan Binnington in COVID protocol. Talk to us quickly about the backup, Husso.
Husso's fine. He's looked a little bit shaky in the last couple of games, but he looked not too bad. That first period under now, I've already played it with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is probably live here. That's why the money was coming in on them. I still don't mind Husso, but Tampa Bay could. Husso should be okay. I don't mind him. He's looked a lot better this year so far. I don't mind him.
And we got told already here by our guy Slatsy that Brendan Gallagher is also in COVID protocol.
Perfect.
Wow. Okay. Very interesting. Next up, Blackhawks 7-12-2, 2-7-1 on the road at Washington Capitals 14-4-5, 7-1-3 at home at Capital Arena, Washington D.C. Marc-Andre Fleury 5-9-0, 2.91 goals against average, 9-14 save percentage, 1 shutout. Versus Vitek Vanacek 4-3-4, 2.54 goals against average, 906 save percentage. Blackhawks power play at 16.2%, penalty killing 84.8. Washington 18.3% power play and 83.6% penalty killing. And that tells me a lot that it tells me so much that it's not quite being Ovechkin on the sidewall as much as it is being Backstrom feeding him the puck and Oshie there for the rebounds, which I found very interesting. Blackhawks are a well-rested group. They were last seen in a 2-0 loss at home. A 2-0 loss at home to the Sharks on Sunday night. Capitals were last seen in a 5-4 loss at Florida that saw them relinquish that 4-1 lead in the third period that we talked about. Let's figure this out here and hand it over to our guy, Gogster. We have the total at 6. There's been a slight move to the under, a very slight move to the under, and we have Blackhawks opening up at plus 171. They're now plus 175. Gogster, take it away.
So one thing I heard you talking about was the power play. I think you said 12, 16%, something like that, 13% for Chicago. It's down to 6% right now in the month of November, guys. So they're really struggling on the power play. 87% in the month of November for Washington. So at first, right away, I was thinking, well, Chicago's going to have a tough time scoring, kind of like Philly did against the Rangers. So I was leaning towards Chicago team total under 2.5. It was minus 120 when I went to bed last night there. So I would lean towards Chicago there, guys, team total under. They've come off a 2-0 loss to San Jose, 3-2 win against St. Louis. Still without Schultz, Sherry, Oshie, Mantha, Backstrom. Washington's missing their core. And they've been getting pretty good goaltending, too, from Samsonov. I don't know if Vitek Vanacek is confirmed, too.
He has been.
Okay, he is confirmed. So he hasn't played in a while because I know Samsonov has been getting a lot more of the starts there. A sneaky play on Chicago first period money line. I know I was just talking with Chicago team total under, but just more I think with this game, I'm kind of switching it up. I think Chicago could jump over. It's not one I love, but just with Vanacek and net, I don't know. It's not a play I'm really in love with here, guys. It's kind of like the Buffalo Florida game here. I don't have a play I really like on this game. Buffalo. We talked about the team total over 2.5, but Chicago Washington. Not one I love here, guys. Fleury's not the greatest of goalies right now. Defensively, though, Chicago's playing well. I lean towards Chicago team total under, but again, I could see them jumping out to an early 1-0 lead. So I'm going to stay off this game. Jimmy?
Yeah, I find it a tricky game with Vanacek in that. Razor, I have the Islanders and the Dallas Stars.
I got the Hurricanes at 15-1.
And then there's a question from Michael Evelina saying, Jimmy, do you think the Islanders will get it together in time? I know the whole state. We're going to talk about that here in a second. I find the Blackhawks Washington game quite tricky.
It's quite
tricky with Vanacek in that. Let's move on to Senators at Carolina Hurricanes. Senators 4-14-1, 1-7-1 on the road. Carolina Hurricanes 15-5-1, 6-2-0 at home at PNC Arena. Raleigh, North Carolina. Anton Forsberg 1-4-0. Oh, is it? It's going to be Forsberg, right? Because
100%.
Justin was in that last night. Forsberg 1-4-0, 4.44 goals against average, 883 save percentage. Anderson 11-5-0, 2.05 goals against average, 928 save percentage. I don't think Forsberg is as bad as his numbers have indicated, but we will see. Ottawa power play 17.7%. Penalty killing at 73.4%. Carolina power play at 18.6%. Penalty killing at 87.7%. Senators on the second half of back-to-back after their sixth straight loss and 12th in 13 games, 6-2. And Forsberg is confirmed. Okay, Forsberg is confirmed.
Yeah.
And sorry, let me just do this quickly. Okay.
Yeah, he's got to play. No way Gustafson's going back.
Carolina comes in off their second straight loss, fourth in 5 games, 4-1 at Dallas on Tuesday. Let's move over to the market here. So Carolina, there's been a 31-cent move to the Hurricanes, and this is nuts to me.
From minus 300 to minus 330.
I mean, this is just nuts. It's absolutely crazy to me here. I do think that Stamkos is in, says Real Deal Prime.
Yeah, that's got to be probably a Tampa-based spot, to be honest.
Hey, Dennis, the Islanders have an excuse. They got destroyed by COVID. Vancouver just sucks. They're just a shitty hockey team. So I do think there's no excuse for your pick on Vancouver when I do have an excuse. They started 13 games on the road. They come into their new arena, and they're stuck with this. Sorry. Can you take over this?
Yeah, for sure.
No, sorry. Just the bouncing. I was meant to Jose to bounce this guy because it's getting me off of my focus here.
Get out of here, bud. Fucking beat it.
Oh, it's all good. Who gives a fuck? I couldn't care less about this guy. Okay, so let's go back to work here. Senators, Hurricanes. So I'm shocked. So does this mean that these guys are coming back? Does this mean that the 3 defensemen are coming back? Because this is Senators' first period written all over it. Senators' first period written all over it. Birdie says, I watched the Sens game because I thought I would see a certain effort. I believe those COVID guys got hit hard because they had no energy at all. I'm off the Sens based on what I saw last night. Interesting. Because I didn't watch the Sens Hurricanes game. Take it away, Gogster.
Oh yeah, the Sens. The Sens game last night against. They didn't play the Hurricanes, Jim. They played. I'm having a brain fart here.
Sorry, of course.
All I can remember is today. Canucks. Yes. But honestly, Jim, I wrote down the Carolina puck line. Carolina first period minus 0.5. That's where I was gonna pull the trigger on here. Just coming off 2 losses from Carolina. They haven't lost 2 games, I think, all year. Yeah, they don't have their 3 players. D'Angelo, you said it earlier on. He's such a huge part of not just their defense, but their offense. So once he comes back, if he's back in, then I love it even more. But Ottawa's just their defense is awful. Shabbat, boot him. He should be back here in Belleville. I think even though he got paid millions of dollars, he's not coming back here. But they don't have a good core right now. The one thing I like here is Connor Brown, the way he's playing, and he was on Toronto, guys. He knows Anderson. He knows Anderson's probably weak spots. He knows him in practices, but so he has a little bit of inside information there on Anderson. Yes, me, Jim. I think that's something valid. But overall here, guys, Forsberg. Talking about Forsberg, he allowed 3 goals against Toronto on the road, 4 goals against Anaheim. I just have a hard time believing in Ottawa here. They looked flat too against Vancouver. Batherson he wasn't a factor in that game. Norris played well. Gustafson didn't have he played okay, but he just wasn't playing good enough. It wasn't his fault though. It's the defense, guys. That's the problem. Now they're going up against Carolina. Ottawa's this could be like another 6-3 game. Carolina. They just don't have it right now, Jim.
I still have to. I feel like I have to bet the Senators first period. This is absolutely.
I'm in the barn here. I'm telling you no, but all right.
Yeah, maybe okay. I'll stay off. This is just shocking. Absolutely shocking here. Absolutely shocking. All right, let's keep rolling here. Next up on the board, San Jose Sharks at New York Islanders, UBS Arena, Elmont, New York. They say that Aiden Hill will be in net. That surprised me. I don't know if that's been confirmed, but Reimer's been confirmed. He has been good for Reimer's been so good. And the Islanders, 10.2% power play, 82% penalty killing. They're getting 4 guys back, including their captain. That leaves still 4 guys out of the lineup. And I don't know. I don't want to get in the way of the Sharks. And you know what? The fact that the Islanders are favored, that also turns me off. Slatsy says, most interesting game for me. Isles getting his players back, but 1 practice in last week. COVID takes time to recover. Sharks 4-1 the last 5. Very tough call. So this is just a spot that I don't want to have, anything to do with here. So
I got action.
Let's hear it. Take it away.
So in this game here, guys, the one question mark could be Aiden Hill. That's the only issue there. He's had a couple road games. He allowed 5 in Colorado, but then only 1 against Calgary. So he's kind of hot and cold. The team's playing really well right now. Their penalty kill is at 90%. Historically, San Jose's always had a great penalty kill, and it's humming at 90%. New York Islanders, 3% power play in the month of November. They got guys back. It's only going to help them more accountable defensively. They're going to know where to be on the ice a lot more than these guys coming up from the AHL. So overall, I'm going to have a first period under here. First period under San Jose, New York Islanders, minus 117. I pulled the trigger this morning. I just think with Sorokin in net too, Sorokin's a solid goalie. Him, Shesterkin. There's a couple of these Russian goalies that are just really coming up in the woodworks. And this Sorokin's definitely one of them. Just look for it to be a tight game, really tight game. They're getting their players back too. Jimmy said it. Lee, Bailey, Pelech, Green, and Johnston. I don't know if Lee's not going to be back, is he, Jim? I don't think
he is.
Oh, he is back.
When I looked over that this morning. Let me pull that up right now. I have that Anders Lee is going to be back in the lineup, but let me just double check that.
Okay, so that means that Nielsen, Bellows, Chara, and Cizikas are still out.
Yes, as of this point.
So they're still missing a couple players, but they're getting. That just tells you how bad New York Islanders were hit from COVID. They're going to have players that are just more accountable defensively. Offensively, it's going to take them a while to get back in the rhythm of things. San Jose is playing really well. I wanted to take New York Islanders, just like Jimmy said. I had it written down here, or I wanted plus 110 on this number. I wanted them to be an underdog. I was going to take it, but minus 121, 120. I'm going to stay off this. But the play I do like here is even if 5.5 to the under, guys. I wouldn't talk you off that one either. But we're rocking with the first period under here. Minus 117. I got that at Pinnacle, San Jose, New York Islanders.
All right, can you give me that line one more time?
Yeah, that's a $1.17 at your local Pinnacle Sports. But,
all right,
Birdie's saying Sharks plus 110's a gift. I wouldn't.
It might be.
Yeah,
it might be. Sharks are playing really good hockey right now.
We
go over to where the cash lies here. 1,235 tickets in. 48% of the tickets are on the Islanders. 90% of the cash is on the Islanders.
How much is it? How much is it moving? Do they start off? It hasn't. Okay.
It hasn't moved at all.
This might be that could be a good play there, Birdie. I don't mind that. Plus 110 on the Sharks. They're playing really good hockey, kind of like what Toronto did on the West Coast. They're doing on the East Coast. They're just kind of wiping teams up. They're cleaning ship. So, yeah, I don't mind that play at all, Birdie. Plus 110.
8 p.m. Eastern. Next up, Boston Bruins 11-8-0, 4-4-0 on the road, and Birdie's going to be adding the Sharks. At Nashville Predators 12-9-1, 7-4-0 at home, Bridgestone Arena. Nashville, Tennessee. We have Linus Ullmark 5-4-0, 2.68 goals against average, 911 save percentage. UC Saros 10-7-1, 2.35 goals against average, 922 save percentage. Boston's power play at 25.9%, penalty killing at 83.9%, while Nashville's power play is at 25%, penalty killing struggling at 78.6%. Bruins coming off their second loss in 3 games, 2-1 at home to the Red Wings on Tuesday night. I'm certain you're going to get a better performance out of these Bruins. It was their first game without Marchand, who's dealing with that 3-game suspension. In saying that, Predators coming off their second win in 3 games, 6-0 at home over the Predators. I was hesitant to fade the Predators in this spot. Let's see what we're dealing with. Nashville opens up as a plus 105 dog. They're now minus 102. That's interesting. And then the total perspective here, we have the total opening up at 5.5. Pinnacle just moved it to 5. 5. Wow. Take it away, Mr. Gogster.
That might be the first 5 we've seen all year, eh?
I think it is. Yeah, I believe it is.
So on this game here, guys, and I'm really surprised. Kind of like we were talking about. Sorry, I'm had a lot of brain farts today. I gotta get a little more breakfast in me. Florida's Borowski. His numbers, he's number 1 right now in all the stats. Allmark, guys, he's 40th. Looking at his goals, better than expected. He's 40th. He's minus 0.42. His WAR, which is wins above replacement, is minus 0.62. So he's definitely not looking the greatest right now. Just his numbers. It's just how well Boston plays defensively in front of him. Just looking at expected goals against, Boston right now is 2nd in the league, but yet Allmark has those numbers, Jim. It's not a good. It just tells you Allmark's been really bad if they're playing that good in front of him defensively. So I'm going to pull the trigger here, guys. I thought I was going to get around minus 110 on Nashville. With them having Forsberg back and their whole crew, I got it at plus 109 there, Jim, on Nashville. But the way Nashville's playing right now, guys, Forsberg back, Saros is playing really well. At home, Nashville is a team I always like backing. On the money line, you're getting a plus number. I thought it'd be more of a minus 110 on each side. I'm going to be taking Nashville here, guys. Full game money line plus 109. I expect Allmark to get touched here. I do. I expect Allmark to allow 3 goals.
I find that I have the best number available. I don't know if you have Pinnacle up, but I have minus 101 at Sports Interaction as the best number.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're talking current, just like Pete Loshek there. No stale lines here. You know, current line plus 101. We're taking that. I got it at plus 109. That don't matter. Plus 101.
Minus 101.
Minus 101. Holy shit, the money's coming in quick.
Birdie says Rask will be playing for the Avs before the end of the year. Look for a Rask DeBrusk trade soon to the Avs. Wow. That's not what I'm looking for, really. Although it would help. It would help. Plus 100 on BetMGM and 100 at DraftKings. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Every cent counts. All right, let's move on to the next spot on the board. New Jersey Devils at Minnesota Wild. Devils 9-7-4, 3-3-2 on the road at Wild. 15-6-1, 8-2-0 at home. We're at XL Energy Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. Mackenzie Blackwood 4-2-2, 2.88 goals against average, 916 save percentage. A 1 shutout. Cam Talbot on the other side, 2.71 goals against average, 914 save percentage. New Jersey 12.5% power play, 79.4% penalty killing. Minnesota's power play is not being very good. We talked about why yesterday. 14.3% power play, 81.3% penalty killing. Devils coming off their 3rd loss in 4 games, 5-2 at home to the Sharks. Wild have won 4 straight. They were last seen a very easy 5-2 win at home over Arizona. So I think that this contract comes at a bad time for Hughes, just because he's coming back off the injury. We saw a little glimpse of how spectacular he could be in the beginning of the year. And now I think he's got this weight of this contract on his shoulders. And the Devils will get better. And the Devils will be a team that will want to back. Mm-hmm. But when I can get a -1 on the Wild at home at close to even money, I'm going to take it every single time. Every single time. And so I took it here. Minnesota Wild -1. Birdie's on Wild in regulation for me. Not time to bet the Devils yet. I agree completely. Christopher Comatini saying Wild at home auto bet. Let's give this off to our guy Gogster here, but let's set him up with Dallas opening up at -167. They're now -191. I think I got them on my -1 with them at -175.
Wait, New Jersey, Minnesota, right?
Yeah, sorry, did I say Dallas?
Yeah, you said Dallas.
Sorry, Minnesota, Dallas. I always fuck that up, man. The North Stars were near and dear to my heart. I was a big Cicerelli fan until he did the 3 chops.
You know.
The 3 chops made me I didn't like the 3 chops. Wild -1, -117. I got the Wild -175 and plus 135 on the puck line. And we have a lot of guys talking about moving on the over in the chat in this spot. That over opened up at 5.5. Plus 109 to the over. It's now plus 102 to the over. So there is a market moving towards the 5.5. Gogster, take it away.
Do you say the total's 5.5 to the over or the under?
It's juiced to the under. We've had about 8-cent move towards the over and since it opened.
Okay, I would be leaning towards the under here, guys. Mackenzie Blackwood's one of my favorite goalies in the league. You have Graves there. You have also Dougie Hamilton. With those 2 guys healthy and in the lineup, you have one of the top, in my opinion, 10 top 7 defense core in the league. Subban, you know, he's obviously slowed down a lot, but and even Ty Smith too on the back end. So they have a really strong back end with Mackenzie Blackwood. It's just their offense. It's very hit and miss. You're talking with Sharon Govich, They got
Sharon Govich doing nothing.
He's doing nothing. That's what I'm trying to get to here, guys. They got a lot of guys that are very hit and miss. Like you never know.
Or whatever. Him.
Yeah. Luke Kokkonen. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, all these other guys, like a lot of AHLers that used to play for Utica. Now that they're up in the big timers. And then one guy, a comparison I want to give you guys with Jack Hughes is a guy for Buffalo who used to play for Buffalo. Holy geez, a lot of brain farts today. He just got traded to Vegas, Jim.
Jack Eichel.
Yeah, that's exactly, I think, what Hughes is going to be similar to Jack Eichel. Kind of a lot of pressure with the contract. He's now hurt, kind of got the injuries lurking. I think I don't want to say it, he's an American too, but a little bit of a Jack Eichel I could see here with Jack Hughes. So it's a game, guys, I don't have a lot of action on. I literally have nothing written down on this one. I have all my stats, obviously, but 83 and 87%. I'd have to look towards an under. Not a game I like. Minnesota's been humming. They've won their last 4 games. It's just Blackwood, guys. I've seen him stand on his head. I wouldn't even be surprised if this does stay under. So that would have to be my look there. Guys in the chat saying Pavel Bure there. But yeah, Eichel. Yeah, that's it. Jack Eichel.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was doing wrong. Sorry. That's what you're talking about. Sorry, man. This total has gone from 5.5 to 6. Yeah, I was looking at the Columbus-Dallas total. My fault. So this total has gone from 5.5 to 6. My bad. Sorry, dude. And Minnesota's gone from -177 to -175. So there's been a 1 or 2 cent move towards the Devils, and we have 77% of the tickets, 61% of the cash on the Wild. Sorry.
Interesting. Wow. Interesting. It's the Canadian Air, guys. Something going on up here. Anyways.
All right. That's the Devils Wild spot. So nothing, no move. I'm on the Wild -1. I'm going to back them at home. Pretty much auto bet when I get the -1 close to it. I got -117 on the -1. Next up, we have Columbus Blue Jackets at Dallas Stars. Birdie says, I love Dallas. There will be spots to bet against Dallas. Is that spot. It says that Columbus just always seems to beat them. I love this spot. I love the -1.5 reverse line. Blue Jackets cover the -1.5 every time, plus 330. For me, I've put a line through all of the Blue Jackets trends, and I just couldn't care less about them. I think that this is a completely different hockey team, one that's not built to win on the road. And the old Columbus Blue Jackets team was built to win on the road. I also think that the case coming out where there's no charges in the offseason death that Merzlikins was right beside. I wonder what that's done to him. I wonder if he wanted charges. I wonder if he didn't want charges. It was the goaltending coach. I don't know. So I don't know how he's handling that information that's come up. He's not looked nearly as strong as he has in the beginning of the year. And I think the weight of everything that happened here in the trial being on all that stuff, or the idea that there's no charges might affect him. So I don't want.
It's definitely seemed to affect him on the road. At home, I know he's got like a 7-8-1 record or 8-2, but on the road, yeah, he's a different goalie.
So yeah, I don't. So I cheer for him, but I don't. Mm-hmm. So I don't think. I think that this is. I'm worried fading a team that lost 6-0 and 6-3 in back-to-back games. That's the only concern I have, is that they're going to be better. But Dallas coming off their 5th straight win, 4-win at home over Carolina. They're just playing such good hockey right now. And I was shocked at the line I could get Dallas at. I got Dallas at almost.
Me too. Mm-hmm.
And even I got the money line -165, puck line plus 145. I got Dallas -1 at -108. And this is skyrocketed in Dallas's favor. It's now -191. And again, that total 5.5 juice to the under. So take it away, Gogster, Columbus, Dallas Stars.
Yeah, so overall, guys, I think Merzlikins is a good enough goalie to straighten up his road record. And with the way Dallas has been playing, they've been playing really good. But Columbus, Jimmy said it, coming off a 6-0, 6-3 loss. I'm playing another first period under here, Jim. Minus, I think it was 113. I got that at first period under 1.5, guys. I just call it Columbus. Their offense, their 4 lines are not. They don't have enough firepower, in my opinion. Laine's missing, but even without Laine, they still, it seems like they got 2 lines. The other 2 lines, they just haven't been producing. Defensively, they got Jake Bean, they got number 8 there, Werenski. They're not exactly they're not the worst team is what I'm trying to get at defensively. Columbus. Dallas, on the other hand, they've looked really good in the first period. First periods, they've coming out really strong. So I would just, I got bit with this play last time with Columbus. I thought they were going to be stronger against St. Louis. They were down 2-0 early, but I have a hard time seeing them getting their asses kicked again here early, again, especially against Dallas. It's not like they're really searching for wins, Dallas, right now. They've won, what do I have here? 5 in a row. So I really like this first period under as well. Minus 113. I'm going to pull the trigger. Merzlikins, I think he's good enough to, especially Merzlikins. They can't go to Korpisalo. If Korpisalo's in, then I got to figure out a way to I bet the other side. But with Merzlikins in, guys, he's a good enough goalie to trust. First period under 1.5 and pulling the trigger.
First period under 1.5, minus 113. I'm on Dallas minus 1. That's at minus 108. Cheshire Cat in the house. Thank you. Dan Kelly just took Cleveland to win the East at 50-1. Ooh. Says their frontline size is a nightmare matchup for everyone. I love it. I love it. That's very interesting. Okay, and Birdie very strongly on the other side of this, which will add another element of fun for tonight. Let's move on to the final game on the card before we get into NFL. NFL is next, and then NBA, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Calgary Flames, 13-4-5, 9-2-2 on the road at LA Kings, 9-8-4, 6-5-2 at home. Staples Center, Los Angeles, California. Markstrom's been very good this year, 9-4-4, 1.75 goals against average, 938 save percentage, 5 shutouts in 17 games. Jonathan Quick, 4-5-3, 2.38 goals against average, 924 save percentage, 1 shutout. Calgary power play 24.6%, penalty killing at 87%. Kings power play 18.3%, penalty killing at 76.5%. Both should improve with Doughty back. Flames coming up their 5th win in 6 games, 2-1 in a shootout at home over the Penguins. Kings coming off their 6th loss in 7 games, 5-4 in a shootout at home versus Anaheim. Birdie's on Flames in regulation. I tried to talk myself into the Kings, and I could not. Opened up at plus 127, still at plus 127. Mm-hmm. This total is sitting at 5.5 and a 7-cent move to the under. It's now minus 135 at Pinnacle. And we get to the cash flow, 1,109 tickets in, 45% of tickets on the under, 87% cash on the under, and then 91% of tickets on Calgary. Take it away, Gogster, Flames Kings.
Yeah, so I see a lot of people on Calgary here. I don't blame you guys. I can see why. But whenever you got a team that's lost 5-6 games in a row, it doesn't matter really who you are, unless your whole team's depleted by COVID, like the Islanders were. They're going to come back. They're going to come out hungry here. I'm not going to back LA, but I do lean towards the under. It sucks the money really came in on the under, so we're not getting the best of the number. But LA Kings, Calgary, I would lean towards the first period, even a full game under here. No goal first 9 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm not going to play it, Jim. It's not an official play. I do lean towards that. Markstrom, you said it. He's got 5 shutouts on the year. Unbelievable. Just not a play I love here. Both power penalty kills too in the month of November, 88%, 84%. So special teams shouldn't be much of a factor either. I do lean towards the under. Not going to be a play, but that's where I'll be looking, guys.
There you have it. That's the entire NHL card. We're getting into NFL next. Let's quickly review action. Gogster is on the Avs. That's in regulation, right?
That's in reg. Yeah, Buck minus 10.
Regulation at minus 110. He's on the first period under 1.5, minus 105. Supposedly Stamkos is in.
Yeah.
And
Binnington's out.
And Binnington's out. Yeah, I lean towards the light. I haven't loved what Binnington's done this year. I don't think that's that big of a deal. Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Lightning. I'm not sure if I'm going to pull the trigger at this point, but I'm definitely leaning there. Sabres first period at plus 160. I will be on. That Sabres team total over 2.5 at plus 125 is interesting, but I think I'll just stick to the Sabres first period at plus 160. Blackhawks Capitals, nothing for us. Senators Hurricanes, how high can this number go up?
Yeah,
I'm leaning towards Senators first period here. This number just keeps climbing. Ghoster's on the under 1.5 in San Jose. Islanders.
Yep.
He's on the Preds at plus 100. Devils Wild. No move for you, Ghoster?
No move on Devils Wild, yeah.
First period under 1.5 at -1, and I'm on the Minnesota Wild -1. Ghoster's on the first period under 1.5 and Blue Jackets Stars under 1.5 at -113, and then we are off Flames Kings. Ghoster running hot on this show. 2 shows, and he's 11-4, hitting at 73.3%, plus 6.93 units, ROI plus 46.20%, average line -108, coming off a 5-1 day. Ghoster, spectacular work. Follow our man on Twitter. It's right there at EGO47_. Mr. Gogster, thanks for all your hard work. Any last words, my man?
Oh, no, we're doing good, Jim. I appreciate having me on there, buddy. So we're already an hour in. So next guy coming in, shout out to that person. I don't know if it's OG Wham or who's coming on.
Dutchy, we got
Dutchy, baby. I follow Bronco. Shout out to Dutchy. And shout out to everyone else in the chat. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you always tuning in, and Jimmy having me on. We'll see you guys again next week and cash those tickets. Leche, Elos, bookmakers.
There he is, Mr. Gogster in the house. Your next guest star of our NBA show, NBA Pub Hub at 4 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. A hell of a capper. NBA, NFL are his specialties. This guy's smooth, baby. Dutch boy fresh in the house. Dutchy, what's good?
Jimmy the motherfucking bag. Salute, my guy. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing okay. It's been a rough little while. I feel like I'm getting out of it. The heaviness on my shoulders is almost gone, and I feel like I'm coming back. I'm coming back. So excited to cap with you here. We have the Thursday nighter before we break into the big a 5-game NBA card. But we start with the Thursday nighter, 8:20 p.m. Eastern. Dallas Cowboys 7-4, 3-2 on the road at New Orleans Saints, 5-6, 2-3 at home. We're at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. Let's first start with the market, and then we will break into where the cash lies in this spot. Here we go. We have Dallas opening up as 5-point favorites. That is moved to 6, and that 6 is juiced pretty heavy at some books. Sports Interaction has that 6 at minus 121. Minus 121. When we get to the totals here, this opened up at 47.5. It's now at 47, and it was at 47.5. When they opened it at 47.5, I believe it was at minus 105. But the initial money came on the over. On the under at 47.5. That under got to minus 115. And then money started coming in on the over. And then that over 47.5 yesterday was up to minus 116. And now we're seeing it move back to 47. That just happened at 10:30 in the morning. So that just happened an hour and 39 minutes ago. Let's see where the cash lies in this spot here. Prescott versus Hill, 17,653 tickets. 27% of the tickets on New Orleans, 34% of cash. Looks like some sharp money is on New Orleans here. Then 49% of tickets, 54% of cash on the over. A low total for these Cowboys. They had that low-scoring game against Kansas City. Then they had that very wild 36-33 loss at home to the Raiders on Thanksgiving. Amari Cooper, CD Lamb were out. At this point, Lamb's being a full participant in practice. He's cleared the 5-step concussion protocol. That will help them very much. And then the big story is Taysom Hill coming off the foot injury, signing the big contract. We need to know, I don't know if anyone in the chat or if Dutchy knows if Ramchick and Armstead will be in these missing starting tackles. That's been very, very important to this offense. Mark Ingram, full participant. Mark Ingram is going to be back. Kamara won't. So Mark Ingram will be there. Kamara won't. Let's hear what Dutch has to say about this spot. Cowboys Saints, take it away.
Yeah, real quick, Jim. My fault about the light situation. My girl was, wifey is in here moving shit around for Christmas. Fucked up my light. So I'm not going to fuck with it too much more because I was just making it worse. I know how you are about the light here. I'll get it right next time, my guy. But yeah, Armstead is ruled out. Both tackles, I believe, are out, so that's why it's went back to 6, I believe. But with Taysom Hill back there, I think it'll be all right. Obviously you would like them in there, but I do like the Saints here at +6, Jim. I did like Taysom Hill a lot here from the rushing perspective as well, but the number's just been juiced up. I got it at 32.5 rush. It's already at like 41, 38, I believe, at FanDuel. It's just going up, so there's no way I can give that out anymore. But I would take a look at his touchdowns, like touchdown prop, a small one at +275. I think it's gonna be a Taysom Hill night. I really do. His last game he played was October 3rd, Jim. He had 6 carries, 28 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And obviously that was with Winston at quarterback. The game prior to that, he had 6 carries for 32 yards and a touchdown. He was really actually coming on, and then he got, unfortunately has been out. I believe that, with the tackles being out, they're going to simply You'll see a lot of Mark Ingram, but I believe you're going to see a lot of Taysom Hill. We know what he's best at and that's running. He can throw the ball. He's not fucking Tim Tebow, but his most asset is obviously his legs. So I would definitely look at the touchdown prop with Taysom Hill. If you want to go, I can't give out the Russians too high now, but I do like the Saints, like I mentioned, Jim. +6, 6-1 ATS last 7 off an ATS loss. Now I know they had Simeon back there. They're looking for 4 straight. They haven't lost 4 straight, Jim, since 2015. They really, they haven't had that many games at the house. I look for this game to be, I think they're live at the plus money because this is pretty much a must win for the Saints if they want to have any chance of making a run at the wild card. Dallas is sitting at, I believe, 7-4, could pretty nice in the division, could lose this game, short week with the COVID issues, everything going on with Dallas. I think simply, this could kind of just be a wash game for them. But I will take the points. I'm not mad at the sprinkle. Now the home team's won 5-0 ATS, or excuse me, it was 5-0 ATS the last 5 meetings, and the Cowboys are 1-8. I know obviously this is different trends. This goes back quite a bit, but this is pretty, pretty outstanding to me. It's 1-8 ATS in their last 9 in New Orleans, and 3-10 straight up in their last 13 meetings versus the Saints. So, say what you will, who's got the number on the back. They don't play well in New Orleans, and they sure as hell don't play good against the Saints no matter where they're at. I look for that defense who's obviously, took a little bit step back. But, I mean, let's be honest. You got fucking Trevor, you got Simeon running the show. How many 3-and-outs you're going to get? It don't matter how good your defense is. Being a Bronco fan, I know that. Your defense eventually is going to break. They get tired by third, fourth quarters. They can't just stop everybody every fucking time. So I look for them, run the ball, keep the defense off the field, and when they are on the field, to contain that Cowboys defense that obviously is missing some pieces and obviously missing some coaching as well. Short week. I definitely like the home team here, Jim.
I do too. I think I'm not a McCarthy fan at all.
Yeah.
But the idea that it will help the Cowboys with him not on field, I don't agree with.
It's like a joking thing. I don't agree with it. It's a joke, but yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, I get it, but I mean, I don't. On a short, if this was a longer week, but on a very short week for him not to kind of, this is the offense is something that he's created here, and so him not being there, I'm not certain if it will help. Preston Ekdahl in the house saying under. Cab got the Cowboys -3, -115 in the first half. Dennis Garcia agreeing with everything that Dutchy's saying. And now that it's at 6, and I imagine with Amari Cooper now in, that we'll probably get a 6.5. So I think you guys are right. I think that the Saints are the move here. The curb stomp play today is on the Saints. I guess there is a concern whether they're going to be able to put up enough points, but it's not being the secondary's fault for the Saints. I mean, it was the secondary that kept them in the Bills game. So I like where you're at.
The Saints have a pretty solid defense, Jim. Like I mentioned, it's more the quarterback play. If Taysom Hill can make the easy check downs and just get 3-4 yards of carry back there with Ingram and just move the chains and keep that offense off the field over there in Dallas. But I agree with you completely with the coaching too. We've seen it affect teams. We've seen it affect the Saints.
And Razor, they did play 7 days ago, but it's not a regular week. I've been told over Thanksgiving for these NFL teams. So on a regular week, they rest Monday and they're back at Tuesday. But when you have the Thanksgiving game on Thursday, you're not back at work on Saturday. That's what I've been told. I've been told that. So it is still considered a short week because they don't have as much time for all of the meetings and all the things they usually do. But but I hear what you're saying. Yes, it is 7 days.
Throwing off all the coaches' routines too with this, with everything. It's just throwing off the routines with all this COVID shit too. So it's going to be an issue, I believe.
I think so too. I wasn't planning on doing anything on this game at this point, but I'm starting to think that maybe the Saints are the spot here. So Saints for Dutchy. And Dutchy, you've been so strong on these Thursday night shows in NFL with us and in NBA. NBA, well, we'll get into that in a second, but
Yeah, I was gonna think about first half too, but I could only find a 3 out there when I was looking this morning. If I could get a 3 in the hooker, I might take first half too. But for show purposes, lock in the 6.
Well,
And
we have better than that. Sports Interaction just moved it to 6.5.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. So I'll wait on that too then before I pull the trigger. 6.5, Jim. I'll take that. And then I got Taysom Hill 275 on the touchdown. I think he's getting in there. He's had 3 the last 2 games he's played.
Oh, I think it makes sense. I don't know what else they do around the goal line at this point.
Yeah.
So.
They'll try Mark Ingram, but they're definitely going to be trying Taysom Hill.
Great breakdown from Dutch Boy Fresh. He's on the Saints plus 6.5 at -110. He's on Taysom Hill anytime touchdown at plus 275. And Trot Wham saying, yeah, man, Dutch being running well, my guy. Andrew G says first half under worth a look. What do you think of this total, Dutchy? Mixed messages here. And
shout out to my guy, Wham Bam.
Let's go back to the market quick. 51% of tickets on the under, 47% of cash on the under. Real coin flip total right now. You have any lean?
Yeah, it don't. You know me, Thursday night, it's got to be the under. I don't give a fuck if the lights is bright, but it's a little tough with them Cowboys. I used to call them Alice. They've showed up a little bit there with that defense, and then going against the team with the Saints, where I believe it's going to be run, and play some fucking defense. So I could only look under here. But I'm a lot more confident in the Saints. Honestly, I like them. I'm tempted to do the money line, to be honest with you. So the no total for me.
Wow, it's moving fast. Anybody who wants the Saints, just relax, sit back. Because look, bookmakers just moved that first half to 3.5.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. I'll probably get on that first half too. I mean, this, like I said, it's a must-win for the Saints if they want to have any chance. And the Cowboys are sitting fucking pretty.
Wow. Cab saying, are we going to break down the conference championship games for Saturday? It's an important thing that I've got to figure out, because tomorrow's our day. We have the 2 college football games. We have been putting in long shows, and we do have Babano and CMAC with those videos already out. So I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do there at this point, but I'll think a little more on it. Mike M says probably get the Saints at 7 with the half point. I don't know. I think the Saints, the 7th is coming. So anybody who wants the Cowboys, you might have missed it or get it now. And if you want the Saints, sit back and relax. And that's what I'm going to do. I like the breakdown. I like it a lot. There you have it. So Dutchy's locked in. Taysom Hill plus 275 and Saints plus 6.5. Did you want to add that first half at plus 3.5 at Bookmaker, or you want to hold off?
No, I'm good, Jim. Yeah, we'll be all right, bro.
All right, let's move on to NBA. Let me move everything over here. NBA with Dutch Boy Fresh. And, man, we missed him last week, but he's been white hot on the show. 13 wins and 6 losses, plus 6.89 units. Jesus.
Yeah, man. Fresh has been hot, too. Yeah, we've been real hot, too, except last night, a little slipped up, the Pacers. Dorte couldn't get the layup for me, and honestly, that was a foul. It was a fucking foul. But, hey. I'm not gonna blame it on the refs. It was way, way tighter than I thought it would be. So shout out to the Atlanta Hawk backers, and Trae Young did his thing. But yeah, man, we've been doing it. We've been doing well, and it's a beautiful thing on the show. I love being here, so I love making money with you, Jim.
Well, let's get right to work right now. We have 5 games on the NBA card. Then we will be jumping into NCAA basketball. We start with Bulls Knicks. Bulls open up at -1.5 on the road. That has moved to 2. Then we move over to action here. We have 3,240 tickets in, 50-50 on the tickets, but 53% of them the cash, is on the Bulls. Then look at this total, 49% of the tickets on the over, 91% of cash on that over. And I guess we've been seeing that quite a lot lately. We've been seeing these totals drop heavy and then tons of money coming in on the over once it gets to that lowest level. And I've been doing that in college football. And I guess the Sharps are making that work in NBA, thinking that the initial line makers shouldn't be 3.5 or 4 points off. All right, let's go. Bulls 14-8, 7-4 on the road. Knicks 11-10, 5-6 at home. We're at Madison Square Garden, New York. Bulls were last seen in a 133-119 win at home over Charlotte on Monday. Vooch went for 30. Knicks coming off their second loss in 3 games, 112-110 at Brooklyn on Tuesday night. Alec Burks continues to look like he's the man for the job at point guard. 23 points in the 99-90 win over the Hawks. On Saturday, 25 points 3 nights later in that 112-110 setback to the Brooklyn Nets. Julius Randle goes for 24, 9, and 8 in that game. Only got fouled twice, was complaining a lot about it. And Dan Kelly says Knicks could be a much tougher team with Burks at the point. Bulls, Knicks, take it away, Dutch.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, Dan. I believe the Bulls are a completely different team. The thing that the Knicks. I was really high on the Knicks last year. I thought they're, a team, obviously, from start to finish, but, kind of caught on that they're a team that shows up. They bring the lunch pail to work, so to say, every fucking game. And this year, they got the same coach, same leader, Julius Randle, but what they did is they took a step back in that backcourt, especially defensively. Now, they have to have shooting, so I don't mind Fournier, but when you add Kemba Walker, it's just too much of a lack of defense. It's a liability now in your backcourt. One person you can make up for, two, it's very difficult, especially when they're your 2 starting guards. Now you bring in Burks, who's 6'6", got length, got a great wingspan, moves his feet well, and it's tough. You're not pushing him around. Just the complete fucking opposite of Kemba Walker, to be completely honest with you. So now you realistically only have one defensive liability out there, and that's Fournier, who does obviously move his feet. Gonna try to move his feet, and go because he wants the minutes. And if he's not knocking down shots, he's not playing defense, he's not going to be on the court. We know Tibbs will pull his ass quickly. But you need the shooters out there, so I'm not mad at Fournier. Now, these two teams did play 2 weeks ago in Chicago, and Fournier, who's been, been shooting the ball pretty well, been averaging up around 12, 13 points, had 3 fucking points in this game in Chicago. So I expect him to bounce back tonight, first of all, and I expect the Knicks to actually win this game. Now, this is a tough game, Jim. Look either side. This is a tough card, to be honest with you. But you're gonna give me plus 110 on the Knicks is what I took it at. I'm gonna take that. I look for them to get back to a tough-ass game pretty much at home. Obviously it was in Brooklyn. Tough game. They came back, fought, took the best big blows from fucking Brooklyn in that third quarter. Everywhere you look, Brooklyn was just hitting hard and everything. KD started doing his thing. And they did lose the game, but if you watch the game, they were right there. They had a chance, and they impressed me by staying in it and not getting blown out, to be honest with you. And they covered, so it impressed me even more because obviously we was on that 7 in the hooker. But in that game, obviously, Randall had 34 and 10. He played great, but nobody else had a fucking good game. Derrick Rose had 9. Barrett had like 8. He did have 15 boards, and I do need Barrett out there back and healthy today. Shout out to my guy, The Big Show. Yeah, man. So when it comes to this, Jim, when it comes to this game, I look for now. Vujacic obviously wasn't in that game as well. So maybe Mitchell Robinson, whatever I said, maybe not a squash, but both of the big mans didn't play. So Big Vooch being back obviously will help the Bulls. DeRozan had 31 in that game. Levine had 21. But they're 44 rebounds, pretty close ass game. The Knicks shot 27% from the 3-point line. So simply, I believe they'll shoot better from the 3-point line. I believe they'll get a better contribution from their bench with Derrick Rose quickly. Tobin's been playing better. And I also believe, Fournier, Barrett, and the boys will show up a little bit better. And obviously Burks in the lineup is going to make a difference because Kemba Walker started that game in Chicago and he had 7 fucking points and just, didn't do shit really. Now in this meeting, the Bulls are 1-4 ATS in their last, excuse me, Jim. They're 1-4 ATS in their last 5 on 2 days rest. They're 0-4 ATS in their last 4 meetings in New York and 3-7 ATS in their last 10 meetings straight up. Give me the Knicks plus 110, Jim, at the house.
I can get you plus 115.
I figured you'd find me something better. I bet it at plus 110, but let me get Very rarely do I get better lines by the time we do the show. So
no, I know. I think this makes a ton of sense.
It's a tough game though, but I got 1 unit on the Knicks plus 110.
The Knicks at the house, would you say against the Chicago Bulls, the Knicks at the house, that their implied probability should be 46.51% to win the game? I think that's wrong. Yeah,
I think that's too low.
Yeah. So absolutely. I think your bet makes absolute sense.
And you give me plus money. I mean, 2 points. I either think the Knicks will win this game or they could lose by 10. I think that's why I'm taking. I don't need the 2 points. Give me the plus money. If the Bulls are clicking, the Bulls are a tough team. But I think the Knicks will be grinded out. I lean under here if you're looking at a total, but I'm not big on these totals. I would lean under because it's Knicks. I got the Knicks. If I'm betting the Knicks, I need them to play fucking basketball. I want it to be in the 90s. You know what I mean?
And the Bulls, Dan Kelly is going to search. He's going to search right now for Knicks after playing in Brooklyn. So road game with no travel. So it's just like the Lakers Clippers after playing each other. So he's going to do that. I love that. Love him.
He's the man. Damn the man.
He's the man. All right. I love it. So Dutch is on the board. Joseph Gomez looking at a second half under. Ray Charles is on the Bulls. He says Vooch will get at least 20.
Yeah. And they have the rest advantage too, the Bulls. But like I mentioned, they're not good on the number the last 5 with the extra rest. But they do have the rest advantage, and they do got their big man back. So like I said, it's a tough game, I believe.
Ski Profit also on the Bulls here. Banana Grape says I got Bulls money line. This is a revenge game.
Well, now I feel better about my play, Jim. Put a makers on it, motherfucker.
7:30 p.m. Eastern. Next up, Milwaukee Bucks at Toronto Raptors. Raptors 9-13, 2-8 at home. They've been just atrocious there. Scotiabank Center in Toronto, Ontario. I came close to taking the Raptors at plus 4.5 today, and I was sitting there humming and hawing. And when I clicked on it, it had moved to 4, and I was like, you know what? I'll just talk this out. And I know this is such a tough spot for Milwaukee, and don't forget the added time it takes now with this new COVID variant. You get tested again when you get to the airport in Toronto.
Yeah,
so that would have taken them a long time and would have been very frustrating. So Pinnacle still has the 4.5, but most books have moved to 4, and I didn't bet it. This total is sitting at 215 with no movement. And sorry about the nonstop sirens here in Parkdale, man. It's, man, a lot of government housing around here. 2,887 tickets. 19% of the tickets are on the Raptors, 28% of the cash on the Raptors. Then we have 52% of tickets on the over, 81% of cash on the over, yet it hasn't moved. It hasn't moved. Ski also giving us a stat. I believe this is why he's pushing the Bulls here, but he says road favorites with more rest than their opponent are hitting at 67% since 1995 and 15-3 this season. 15-3 this season. Ray Charles says Toronto has been good at home. I feel like the Bucks got this. They had a real shitty start yesterday. Bucks on the second half of a back-to-back after winning their 8 straight, 127-125 at Charlotte last night. And Antetokounmpo, 40 points, 12 boards, 9 assists against the Hornets. Boogie, 7 points and 4 rebounds in 15 minutes. Let's see how he does on the back-to-back.
He has to be on the bench.
The Bucks need help in the front court, though, and I like seeing him resurrect his career. It's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Good for sports. Raptors coming off their third straight loss, 98-91 at home versus Memphis on Tuesday. That was a gambler's first glance, razor-sharp victory. They've lost 5 straight at home. Anunoby hip pointer, Kem Birch knee, Gary Trent calf. The whole offseason was predicated of these 3 players, what we were going to do defensively with them. It was all in every conversation you heard about the Raptors. These 3 names came up: Anunoby, Birch, and Gary Trent Jr. Siakam goes for 20, Barnes 19 against Memphis. Toronto went 29-39 from 3, and the great call by Wham on the Scotty Barnes prop. Take it away here, Dutchy. Bucks Raptors.
Yeah, man. This game, Jim, I'm right with you, bro. I want to bet the Raptors. I definitely would wait too, but I mean, maybe not though, because maybe someone could get put out of the Bucks lineup. I wouldn't be surprised. So it's kind of I'm back and forth on this game. Do you take the 4.5, or do you wait, and see if all that money comes in on Milwaukee if everybody suits up? Because it is tough though, like you said, missing those 3 without now Trent being out too. OG, and they're just not, 1-9 at the house. I mean, come the fuck on. They got it. We talk about with Bobano. He's pretty, upset about the way they come back and play at the house, and they're not putting on a good show. They're not showing like they missed the house too much. They're being out. They're acting like they missed Florida a little bit, to be honest with you, Jimmy. But this game is tough though. Obviously the Bucks are a better team, but they do have Miami on deck, and that was a tough game. They don't play Miami tomorrow, but they played Miami, I believe, on Saturday, a couple nights. But that was a really, really tough game last night for Milwaukee. Charlotte probably should have won that game. Running up and down the court, LaMelo busted their ass. Giannis did have a great game. I don't know if I don't know if you've seen my boy Drew Holiday got put on his ass. LaMelo crossed him over pretty good. I had to rewind that bitch. Yeah, I was like, oh no. Yeah, but yeah, shout out to LaMelo, man. He nice. But but with the Bucks, the Bucks, Jim, they're 1-5 ATS in their last six in back-to-back situations. 3-7 ATS in the last 10 meetings versus Toronto, surprisingly. And, like I touched on, the Raptors 1-9 at the house, 0-3 ATS in their last 3 at home, and 2-7 ATS in the last 9. So it's like, I want to take Toronto because I think it's situational, but how the fuck do you back Toronto when you see those numbers? So to me, bro, it's an exotic backwood. I wish I had a play for you. If you made me pull the trigger, I would probably take the Raptors at the house simply because I believe it's just a letdown spot for Milwaukee. The travel, you touched on it, and then they got Miami on deck.
I think you nailed it with Miami on deck. Why bother? Why? I mean, could Giannis even not be in the lineup? I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Wow. They don't care about 8-game winning streak, I imagine. It's not long enough right now. Billy Friedrich says Bucks 7-4 against the spread on the road. Gary Trent update I'd love because he's the one guy who could be in this lineup.
Yeah, he's the only one questionable that I've seen right before.
So if anyone, you know what, if someone could grab us a Gary Trent, the latest on Gary Trent. You know what, after talking about this, I think I should just go in on the 4. I think I should just go in on the 4 at this point.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna bet. I knew you were gonna be on the Raptors today.
I have this problem. Like I had it queued up at 4.5, and then it moved while I was doing it, and I just get so pissed off when that happens. I just want to.
It's fucking tilting, bro. You got the shirt on and everything, man. Might be the day, bro. Might be the day. But yeah, you might. I do think that the more I think about it, I could see after that tough game last night. Giannis played almost 40 minutes, I believe. I wouldn't be surprised if he's out of the lineup. I mean, what we're seeing nowadays. I mean, after Paul George last night, I mean, nothing would surprise me.
Yeah, and Ski saying this is the spot to follow the market. And by the way, Ski's on for that Makers. That's in business here. We got Dan Kelly's action here. Fourth quarter, Chicago Knicks over 53.5. Fourth quarter, Milwaukee -0.5. Detroit, Phoenix under 208. Ray Charles says, I need to see if Trent plays. I think that part of this is nailed by Dutch in the fact that if we wait, next thing you know, Gary Trent's in and Giannis is out, and it's, a pick 'em.
Yeah.
So, Christopher Clementini, yeah, we did football right after basketball. So sorry if you missed that. But to review, anytime touchdown from Taysom Hill at +275 for Dutchie, and he's on the Saints at +6.5. All right, let's move on to the next spot on the board here. I am leaning towards moving on the Raps at +4. And I also am interested in the Knicks money line. I think just with Ski on the other side, it might be just, pour a drink and watch and laugh at the loser kind of a thing, and
pour a drink on Ski is what you can do.
Okay, let's move on. 8 p.m. I love when you guys go head to head, but it adds an extra element, and I almost just want to just watch the battle. Oklahoma City 6-14, 2-8 on the road at Memphis. Grizzlies 11-10, 7-5 at home. Paycom Center. Memphis, Tennessee. Thunder on the second half of the back-to-back after losing their 7th straight. 114, 110 at home to the Rockets last night. Shea went off 39 points. Yeah. Let's see what we are getting in this spot. You have Memphis opening up at -8.5, now 9 or 9.5. So money coming in on Memphis. This total dropping, opened at 215, now 212.5. We go over to the cash flow in this spot, 3,417 tickets in. 57% of the tickets on Memphis, 94% of the cash. I mean, what are they saying? Shea's not going to play? I mean, what are they saying? 61% of the tickets and 57% of cash on the over. Memphis coming in off their second straight win, 98-91 at the Raptors on Tuesday night. They won 128-101 in their first game without Morant and looked good again. Jaren Jackson, big game, 25-6, 5 block shots. Tyus Jones has 14 assists and just 2 turnovers, and I think that's what's most important. I mean, a lot of talk about him going 4 of 18 from the field, but what's important is the assist to turnover ratio. And Giddey will miss his second straight game, and Trey Mann will be starting in his place. Take it away here, Dutchie. Thunder, Grizzlies.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Jim. This game's a real backwood, bro. This is. I can't even think about it. I'll give you a couple. OKC 6. How bad they still are. They're still 6-1 ATS in the last 7 against the number on the road. 6-2 last 8. So you're gonna tell me you're gonna lay. You might be able to get a 10 out there with no Morant. I know the Grizzlies have won 2 games without him, but yeah, I could only look the Thunder here. But man, you might have to pay me to bet this motherfucker.
It's ugly.
Yeah.
It's ugly, without a doubt. It's ugly. And the athleticism the Grizz have is impressive. But I can understand nothing.
Jaren Jackson's been playing solid. I mean, yeah, they're nice, man. But 10 double digits with the Grizzlies, no thank you.
And then if it is just what we saw in that game against the Raptors was Raptors were supposed to have a bunch of 6'9" guys that should have been perfect to go up against that Grizzly squad. And, of course, they're injured. But do you think that okay, I guess we've missed the number, but do you completely agree with this move towards the under?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I don't know, because like the Grizzlies haven't been playing defense, but it's like now they play a little bit better defense of late. They can't guard the perimeter. I mean, I know obviously with Brooks back, that helps that he's one of the better defenders in the league. I know they're long and lanky, but they really haven't been playing that great a D. So when I think Grizzlies, I don't think under, to be honest with you. And then, I mean, I guess with the back-to-back with OKC, their legs could tire out in that second half. But yeah, 212, that's kind of low.
All right, let's move on to the next spot on the card. 9 p.m. Eastern, Detroit Pistons 4-17, 2-9 on the road at Phoenix Suns, 18-3, 9-2 at home at the Footprint Center in Phoenix, Arizona. We'll start with a market here. This total opening up at 209 now at 208.5. Phoenix 12-point favorites. 12-point favorites. Then we have 3,631 tickets in. 39% of the tickets, just 39% of the tickets are on the Suns, but 89% of the cash. Wow. And 61% of tickets on the Pistons is wild. Then you have 62% of tickets on the over, but 43% of cash on that over. Pistons coming off their 7th straight loss, 110-92 at Portland on Tuesday night. This is their final game of a 5-game road trip. Lost them all. Milwaukee, Clippers, Lakers, Blazers, and they were beaten up badly by the Blazers, a team without Lillard or Powell, 110-92. Cade Cunningham goes for 26, but he commits 6 turnovers and only has 1 assist. The Pistons went for 19 turnovers as a team. Suns coming off their 17th straight win, 104-96 at home over the Warriors on Tuesday, looking to break their franchise record. That's some pressure against a terrible team when you're supposed to beat them. Some pressure. They held the Warriors to 61 points after the first quarter. DeAndre Ayton was very good, 24 points. Booker suffered the hamstring injury. Mikal Bridges looked so good defensively on Steph. He's so long. He's so fast. He's just a very good basketball player. This is a very good basketball team. I mean, that's easy to say when the team's 18-3. Take it away, Dutch. Pistons, Suns.
Yeah, man, I'm real high on the Suns. Real high on them. I think they're the best team in the league. And it's not close. When Wiseman comes back and Thompson comes back, we could talk. But right now, not even close. But yeah, this game, I did drop a little bit on the Pistons at 13, Jim. I got talked into it kind of by the crew yesterday after the show. And this is, shout out to Babano and them, Ski. It's a spot where, it's just an automatic. It's just like just a bad spot for Suns coming off the big win. They play Golden State, on December 3rd. It's just not good. I think, I just don't believe that I believe the Suns will win this game, but I believe that they're going to be lackluster through the whole game. And I think you'll get actually one, Pistons are the Pistons, they're an NBA team, but they're the motherfucking Pistons. They did get their ass whooped in Portland. So, look for maybe, a little bit better effort after losing double digits without Damian Lillard on the court there in Portland. But they are 4-2 ATS in the last 6. They're actually 8-1 ATS in the last, and straight up in the last 9 meetings versus the Suns, and 4-2 ATS, or excuse me, 7-2 ATS in their last 9 in Phoenix. So they play well in the desert, man. I know these Pistons ain't the same Pistons, but you can give me 13 points, 12. I don't know if I'm going to make it official, Jim, but I don't know. I just feel like it's just a sandwich spot here with the big, huge win, losing Booker, big feeling fat off that win against Detroit, the Warriors. And then, of course, they got the Warriors on deck. I know they're looking forward to that without Book too. So, I gotta play the Pacers or the Pistons here if I had to. The Suns, they have been money too, Jim. Like they've been winning games, but overall they're 5-5 ATS in their last 10 against the spread. Only 12-9 against the spread on the season, and they're 2-2 ATS in the last 4 at the house. So, realistically, the numbers do say, the Pistons would be the play here. I know it's tough. 13, drop a little bit on it.
I think so. Or maybe first half.
Yeah, first half. What do you got out there now?
6.5. It was at 7. Big news from Billy Friedrich, though. Daniil Tarasov likely in net for Columbus. I'm sure that's not music to Birdie's ears. I wonder, and Ski saying he's going to put a little on the Pistons. And then we have, where is it here? We have Dan saying, I don't have it in front of me, but saying that the sheets are saying to take the Pistons team total over and Suns team total under, but he doesn't want to do it. I get that.
Yeah, it's like when I said, yeah, you're right. Everything sounds good to the Pistons yesterday. And I was like, but I'm not going to fucking bet it. And then I went and looked at it and I'm like, holy shit. Like, I think I might, just drop a little bit on it, take the 13 and then obviously other people are agreeing because it's down to 12. So, I don't know. I think the Pistons will be live in this game, and it's mainly going to be because the Suns won't be playing their A game.
It's interesting at this point, though, that there's more tickets in on the Detroit Pistons than the Suns.
Yeah, that was surprising me. I didn't like hearing that, to be honest.
61% of tickets on the Pistons and 11% of the cash.
Yeah,
I think a possibility. I think you almost would rather have Booker in the lineup. I think the fact that Booker's not in the lineup means the Suns might be really focused here, knowing that they don't have.
I could see that. That's a strong point. I'm not going to make it official because I lost the point anyways, and this is going to be my smallest and least favorite. It's the fucking Pistons. So how confident can you really be? To be honest with you.
Yeah,
but the numbers say it.
I'm telling you, if Booker was in and all was good, I would think maybe this is and maybe it's still a letdown spot.
But I mean, they could still win by 10 and we fucking cover, Jim, and they handle business.
Jesus, now we have a chopper outside. This is what's going on outside? Okay, next up, 10 p.m. Eastern, San Antonio Spurs, Portland Trailblazers. Spurs 6-13, 2-7 on the road. Blazers 11-11, 10-1 at home. And Matty I says easy on my Pistons. All right, this is the last game before we break into. Oh, we haven't seen the taint play of the day yet. I wonder if that is being formulated as we speak. Portland opening up at -4. Now we have 5s across the board. This total opened up at 217. Now we see 2 16s. Then we get into the cash here. 67% of the tickets on Portland, 95% of the cash. Then 77% of tickets on the over and 98% of cash on the over. And I guess that what's happening, what could happen in Phoenix is happening in Portland. They've been really stepping up, with the injuries, and that maybe that will keep Phoenix focused here. Spurs coming off their second straight home win, 116-99 over the Wizards on Monday night. Derek White goes for 24. DeWanta 22-10. Poeltl 14-11. Keldon Johnson went for 13. Forbes, Thaddeus Young each had 10. They're 5-1 this season when they hold opponents under 100 points. Blazers snapped their 3-game losing streak with a 110-92 win at home over the Pistons. McCollum goes for 28. McLemore 17. Nurkic 13. Dennis Smith Jr. 10. Anthony Simons 10 or 11. Portland was able to find a way to win without Lillard, without Powell. Lillard out with at least 4 more games at this point. So Powell might be a game time decision here. Take it away, Dutchie, Spurs Blazers.
Yeah, I'm from what I've seen that Powell was going to be out, but the number going up to 5, you might be right. He might be in there. I really don't want him out there. On top of Lillard, but Lillard's a big piece, man. These two teams did play last year, one game without Lillard, and the Blazers won by 1 at home. McCollum had 29. I think this number at 5 is you have to take San Antonio here. I wouldn't be surprised if the Blazers win this game, but they will not cover the 5, Jim. I don't believe so. Just believe that it's just too much. Yeah, they did rally around, without Lillard the first game, Lillard being out, which a team does tend to do that, especially that first game. Goes to your point there with Phoenix. But it was also the Pistons, and I guess Phoenix is getting the Pistons as well. So, but yeah. So I mean, San Antonio's they're not the fucking Golden State Warriors, but they're sure as hell not the fucking Detroit Pistons. And I just believe that they'll come in there. I think they'll probably win this game. But give me the 5, Jim. They play. You touched on it, winning 2 in a row at home. They beat Boston, looked good doing it, and then obviously put it on the Wizards too. And those are two teams that are in the same, that are pretty much, I would say, in the same tier as Portland. Obviously, now they're going on the road. Portland missing Damian Lillard, missing Nair's Little off the bench. They will have Simons in there. They're not going to get any better in the backcourt defensively with Simons. He's probably just as big of a liability as Damian Lillard back there. And my problem with the Blazers is they can't stop anyone from the defensive perspective. I just don't see them stopping the Spurs. The Spurs. I like Murray. I like Dejounte Murray. I like over 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists, minus 110. He's went over this number the last 4 games. Had a triple-double against these boys last year in one meeting. He's controlling the place, going up and down. No one will be able to stay in front of him. I look for Dejounte Murray to handle business, averaging 19, 8, and 8 on the season as well. At 8, triple-double last time he played these guys. So, yeah, I mentioned that. So I just look for, San Antonio to continue doing what they've been doing. They're well rested as well. They have the 2 coming off 2 home victories, and I believe they will beat the Blazers tonight, Jim. But I'll take the 5 points. It's a strong look.
+5, minus 110. And what did you do with Devonta?
Over 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists, minus 110. And then I'll take a look at C.J. McCollum. I touched on he had 29, I believe, last game against them, last meeting without Lillard. He had 27 with him in the 2 meetings they played last year. Had 28, I believe, against Detroit the other night in a blowout. He's the best player that they have now. He'll get his attempts. No one's standing really in his way. 25.5, minus 110 should be easy for C.J. I expect this game to be a solid, decent game. I don't expect this to be a blowout. So I think we could take advantage of some props here. So lock in those 2 props and the Spurs -5. This is my favorite game on the board.
CJ over 21.5 points. Was that at minus 110?
I wish it was 21.5. But they went up now with Lillard out of the lineup to 25.5.
25.5 at minus 110.
Yeah. But without Lillard out, I'm okay with that increasage of the points.
There you have it. Our guy Dutch is locked in. By the way, he's 13-6 on the show. 13-6 plus 6.89 units, average line minus 105. And we didn't get to run with him last week, so we're very excited to have him back in action. In football, he's on the Saints +6.5. Taysom Hill, anytime touchdown at +275. In NBA, he's on the New York Knicks at +115, going heads up with Ski Profit. It's a legend on legend. I hope you guys watch it together. Then we have I'm going to God, I can't even say it. I can't even say it out loud. That's how worried I am. I was planning on betting the Raptors +4. I don't know if I can do it, but I'm thinking of doing it. Oklahoma City Thunder, Memphis Grizzlies, a Dutch backwoods. Then we have Pistons Suns. No move for us. Oh, spreadsheet play today is in. You get the hook on that, Ron. There's a hook now. And then we have Dutchy all over this game. Spurs +5, DeJounte Murray over 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And CJ over 25.5 points. So spreadsheet play today is in for Ron. And that spreadsheet play today was a thing of beauty yesterday. It was absolutely, he's on a +135 dog without their captain, and it cashes with the Ducks. And then he's on North Carolina, who win by 20.
Tar Heels, baby. Good shit, Ron.
It was very, very. Look at that. Merzlikins out. Korpisalo out. New goalie lands 3 hours before the game. Fucking Birdie. Birdie's more confident. That's what I love about the cappers that we run with, man. You can't fuck with them. And
I love Birdie, man.
The goalie gets Ubered in 3 hours before puck drop, and Birdie's like, I love it.
Nothing will faze me. Did the Taint play come in too? I think, Jim. Did it come in?
Taint. I've not seen Taint yet.
Oh, I thought I seen it pop up on the screen.
Lot of interest in Taint right now. A lot of interest, but I have not seen it. Dutchy, thank you so much for your hard work. Follow Dutch on Twitter at DutchBoyFresh and catch him Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, alongside great NBA cappers, Skeet Profit, Babano, Wham Bam, and Brizzy. Thank you so much for your hard work, Dutchy. Any last words, my man?
Nah, man. I appreciate every one of you guys, man. Be sure to tune in to us for that NBA Pub Hub. Have a great weekend, Jim. Appreciate you. Y'all stay fresh.
There he is, Dutch Boy Fresh. All right, we move on to college basketball. I get excited for this part of the show each and every time because you never know what you're going to get with our next guest, the Cupcake King, Maxwell Smart. And we know it's a roller coaster ride. He's 80 bets into action here with us on the show, and he's coming off a 1-4 day. So far, when he's had days like that, he's bounced back with great vigor. He's 42-38, 52.5%, plus 2.94 units, ROI plus 3.63%, average line plus 101. Colv, I'm not on the Lightning yet, and I'm not sure if I will be at this point, but I'm certainly leaning there. But now it is time to talk college basketball. Please welcome to the show, Maxwell Smart in the house. Maxie, what's happening?
What's going on, Jim? Obviously, I was having a fantastic last 18 hours till I looked at how my show picks did over here, and then I wasn't so happy. So I'm back. I almost came up with a reason not to come on, but I'm here, Jim, and you're looking fucking pretty proper in your Vancouver Canuck hat. Too bad the Leafs are going to win the Stanley Cup.
You know, I find that very difficult to believe, but they certainly have the offensive firepower, and they have the goaltending. So will they get a Parayko, Darnell Nurse? You know, they need a defenseman like that. But they're certainly the best team in the NHL record-wise right now. I think they would lose in the series to the Dallas Stars. All right, let's get...
The Dallas Stars are going to win the Stanley Cup this year.
Oh, settle down, Jose. I know a human trafficker. I can introduce you to him.
You better stay on the balls of your feet, Jose. There's been a lot of human trafficking talk outside of your house of late. Let's get to work, Max. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern, Northern Kentucky Norse. The Norse certainly don't look very good this year. Maybe Horizon play will change that. Cleveland State Vikings, once the laughing stock of the Horizon, no more. No more. Norse coming off their second straight loss in third and 4 games, 77-68 at DePaul. It's 5.5-point dogs. Cleveland State's won 4 straight. And look, some of them have been opponents like Penn State, Berend of the mighty Allegheny Mountain Collegiate Conference. But some of them have been Canisius and Coppin State. So it's not all weak opponents. We have Cleveland State opening up as 3.5-point favorites, now 4-point favorites. And when we get to the total here, we have 135 opener and now 132 right across the board. I'm going to bring up Circa here to help us get you the best lines because I know that it's tricky. Take it away, Max.
Yeah, I think that with Cleveland State, this is a team that had high expectations, but really hasn't thrilled their backers or their fan base, except for that game against BYU where they played as tough as nails. And I think that this is a spot where Cleveland State really needs to show and establish themselves and show that there's some cohesion with this rotation right now. You never know when you're going to see Brock Finstoon. You never know what you're going to get as far as is Craig Boudon going to play. 30 minutes or is he going to play 20? Stuff like that. So I think that when you look at Cleveland State, this is still a very well-coached, Dennis Gate-led team. And I think that when you play that quality of defense, you're going to be going up against what I would say a mid-tempo team in Northern Kentucky. But let's not give Northern Kentucky too many freaking whips of the fucking whip, because this is a team that has some talent. They have some emerging players. I'm personally a little bit of a fan of Sam Vincent right now. 3 straight double-digit scoring games, and this is a guy that can get hot and makes his free throws at over 80%. So definitely a guy that sticks out to me. And with Marquise Warwick maybe coming out of his slump after a 23-point game, albeit in a loss, maybe we're going to see an elevated scoring output from him. I personally think that this is going to be a game where Northern Kentucky is going to have to battle on the glass. They're going to have to get that rim protection, that good help defense. I'm just not sure that Cleveland State's going to be able to, Cleveland State is going to allow that to happen. I think that when you look at Yahel Hill, this is a guy that can be a spark plug off the bench for you and is a guy that scores from all 3 levels. I think that the key is going to be Demoy Hodge and Troy Patton. With Troy Patton, this is your floor general, this is your leader, and he gives you some good defense and rebounding. I think that this is a game where Cleveland State ball hawks the fuck out of Northern Kentucky. They limit their field goal attempts and makes them play their kind of tempo. And this 3-point defense is going to have to step up because the Norse will burn them. They're making 11 a game so far this season. I think that when you look at it, there's definitely an edge to the first half of Cleveland State, but for me, I don't know. I'm just going to take the full game. I'll take the 4. I did bet 3.5. I think that Cleveland State shoots enough free throws at the end of the game to win on the spread for us. And let's serve some fucking Norse cock soup to the books.
We can get you a 3.5, but it's juiced to minus 118.
I will just take the 4 because you probably get better juice at that number.
Yes, the 4 minus 110 there. Let me see what Circa is hanging. The 4 is at minus 105.
Okay, perfect.
At Circa. Okay. All right. On the board here with Max, Cleveland State minus 4 at minus 105. It's also on Matty Ice's card. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Matty. Thank you guys for helping. Yes, the 3.5 is available at minus 115.
Yeah, I'll take the minus 115.
All right. Thank you, Maddie. Minus 3.5, minus
Appreciate
115. Available now at BetMGM. Thank you. Mike M is on North Kentucky over 132. And spreadsheet stat play from Ron Crawford is on the Raptors. It's not a play of the day, but a spreadsheet stat play is on the Raptors. Cole Coleon leaning towards Cleveland State plus or minus 4. Great to have you, Cole Coleon. We love you, buddy. Great to have you rolling with us. Vegas King, Cole Coleon in the house. All right, we move on. Next on the board for Max, 8 p.m. Eastern, Lipscomb Bisons, 5-2, 1-2 on the road at Belmont. Bruins, 5-3, 2-0 at home. We're in Nashville, Tennessee. Lipscomb followed up their 88-77 loss at Tennessee Tech as 2-point favorites by defeating the mighty Kentucky Christian Knights of the National Christian College Athletic Association. You know, the Knights played them pretty tough, 86-67 at Allen Arena on Sunday. Let's open up the market and see what we are dealing with here in this Lipscomb spot. Shit, they're going to make me open this up. Why don't I just move over to Circa and see what they are hanging here? We have – where the hell is it? All right, it's going to take me a second to pull this up. I apologize. Let's hear Max.
Can I assist you, Jim?
Yeah, what's the market right now?
I see anywhere from a 14.5 to a 15, and I see a total of 150 or 150.5 and a 149.5 at Bet Online.
Beautiful. Maxie, take it away. Lipscomb Belmont, big game.
So this is a game where it's a huge rivalry. We did see Casey Alexander leave Lipscomb to come to Belmont to coach. And obviously with Belmont, this is a team that's been hit or miss. It's really been about the opponent, about the situation, and more importantly, about the number. And this is where I'm not understanding the number moving 3 or 2.5 points. I don't understand that. Every year that these guys have played since I think 2017, 2018, there's no game that's finished within that's been a larger margin of victory than 10 points, and that was last year. I think that when you look at the Bison this year, I think that they're even better. And although the results aren't there, the Tennessee Tech loss definitely sticks out. This is a team that was able to freaking bomb away and shut down Dayton. So now looking at that win makes and weighs a lot more into my decision. I think that with Lipscomb, they have such a tough front court with the addition of Jacob Ognisevich from Valparaiso. This guy's hitting 60% of his threes. He's bombing away from there. And I think that when you look at it, he does a lot of work at the free throw line. He's already made 36 free throws and I think like 5 or 6 games. So I think that when you look at it, Lipscomb's going to have the pieces to either bring Moose out onto the perimeter or make him freaking possibly get a couple fouls early on. We've seen this Belmont team struggle to get some of their offense going without Luke Smith and Jacoby Wood both on point. And I think that Jacoby Wood's in the doghouse with Coach Alexander because we're not seeing him get his usual usage. And then with Lipscomb, once again, I just like this roster. I like how Tommy Murr is really coming out of his cocoon after a really slow freshman season. KJ Johnson and Will Pruitt, they're capable of giving you 15 assists in this game. And Will Pruitt, while he's not going to give you much offensively, defensively and facilitation, that's what it's going to do. I just see that there's too many weapons for Lipscomb not to be able to hang within this number. So I'm going to go first half full game, and I'm going to triple up reluctantly. I didn't get any advice from the great Pete Loshak on this play, even though I did message him. But I am going to take Lipscomb team total over 68.5 at -112.
All right, let's start with the team total over. Was that 68.5?
Yes, sir.
68.5 at -112. That gets you started. Now, let's see what I can get you here. So, Pinnacle's moved this to 14.5, which is not good. FanDuel has a 15.5 for you at regular juice. So let's give you that full game. Lipscomb plus 15.5 at -110. 15.5 at -110. Puzzler says Lipscomb shooting 45% on 3-pointers, best in the league. Best in the league here. And a lot of belief that Lipscomb shouldn't be this big of a dog here. Dan T, thank you, my man. Love it. Love hearing that. Okay, let's move over to the first half here. And we have for Lipscomb, we have a plus 8.5 at -104. Does that sound good? Or is there better out there?
No, that would be the best line available.
All right, let's just see what Pinnacle is hanging out at +8. So, yeah, let's give it to you. Plus 8.5 at -104. That's available right now at FanDuel. First half plus 8.5 -104. This is an exciting game that you have here on the card, and we'll get into the next two. But if you could only make one bet on this game, of your 3, is there one of those 3 that you might like a little bit more? And it can be the team total, but I'm really curious about first half or full game.
I think that the team total is probably my favorite play just from a value perspective, in my opinion. But I think that from a number perspective, the full game is the best number.
All right. Full game is the best number. Yeah, I love it. I'm going to be rolling with you and others on the Bisons. And Puzzler says, not just the best in the league, best in Div 1. All right, let's move on to the next spot on the board. 8 p.m. Eastern, Youngstown State Penguins, 2-3. More Horizon League action for. Now, we know that Max is governor of the Patriot League, but he keeps it close. close hand on the Horizon League against the Milwaukee Panthers. We're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for this one. Let me move this over and pop this up. Here we go. Youngstown State. Here is. Oh, man. It's just killing me here. Here we go. Opening up as 6.5-point dogs, now down to 4.5 in Pinnacle and 5 everywhere else. 5 everywhere else at this point. And these Penguins are sitting, or the total opened at 139, and it's dropped 3 points down to 136. So Youngstown's been off for 2 weeks since losing their second straight game, 58-53 at home to Niagara as 2-point dogs. I didn't understand why they were off for 2 weeks. I thought maybe it had to do with COVID, but they didn't miss any games or anything like that. In that 58-53 loss at home to Niagara, they shot 33.3% from the field and 16.7% from three. And now they haven't played for 2 weeks. That's tricky. Milwaukee comes in off their 5th straight loss and 3rd straight at home, 61-57 to Alcorn State as 10-point favorites. What the hell is wrong with the Panthers, and how are you betting this, Max? Take it away.
Yeah, I think that with the Panthers, there was a lot of high expectations, but they weren't warranted, obviously. And we're seeing that Pat Baldwin probably does come back tonight, but I don't really know if they have enough outside of DeAndre Golston to be able to win this game and cover that number. It just seemed like, why is Milwaukee still getting the respect that they are? I thought that this game should have been closer because of their performance. We've seen the line move in that direction. And I think that with Youngstown, the key is just basically fucking score the basketball. Stop settling for jumpers and get to the fucking rim and get to the free throw line. You have guys like Dwayne Cohill and fellow Canadian Shamar Raton-Mays. This is a guy that can definitely lead your offense, be your floor general, and give you a big scoring output. But you're going to need other guys to do it. They've been missing Garrett Covington, so it actually has been really good that they are resting, didn't have any games. But I'm not even sure if he's playing tonight. For this game, Jim, it's pretty simple. I think that if Youngstown can take care of the ball and play 40 minutes and not 20, get some better ball movement and some better looks at the bucket, they're going to be able to fucking force Milwaukee to score over their zone. And while it's not like some freaking bomb zone that we're going to freaking start talking about and quoting all the time, it is producing some unders. I'll give it that. But Milwaukee's zone offense, that's where I think the bigger problem is. So this is a spot where I have to be looking at Youngstown State as a dog. If they can keep Milwaukee off the free throw line, cover Donovan Newby on the 3-point line, I just don't think Milwaukee has the edge. They don't have the ball movement, and they don't have the advantage statistic-wise, albeit with some cupcakes in there, from any necessary scoring metric. So I like Youngstown because we're not getting the 6.5 anymore. I'll still take the 5, and I'll take the first half money line to spice it up.
Wow. You're not alone too. Daniel Zomerdyke likes Youngstown money line at +200. So you're not alone here. Now, Matty Ice on the other side. I don't know if he's actually on the other side with his action, but he thinks that Golston and Baldwin will push Youngstown State around. Let's get you the best line. We have a +5. We have the +5. Let's give you that +5 at -110 for full game. And why don't I line shop for the first half money line while we're breaking down the next game. Final game on the card. Let's go. Oral Roberts Golden Eagles. 4-3, 0-2 on the road at TCU. Horned Frogs, 5-1, 4-0 at home at Fort Worth, Texas. After losing at home to Oklahoma State 78-77 in overtime, Oral Roberts followed that up with a big 87-80 win over Tulsa on Monday as 2-point favorites. Horned Frogs come in off their 5th win in 6 games to start the season. They just beat Austin P 68-51 at home as 17-point favorites. So let's pull up the market that we are dealing with here for this TCU Oral Roberts spot. TCU Oral Roberts. So TCU opening up at 9, no movement, 4-cent move towards Oral Roberts. The total shot up from, well, not really shot up. It's gone up from 145 to 147. Max, I will line shop for that first half money line while you break down your final spot on the card. For more college basketball action from our Maxwell Smart, catch him Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, alongside Connor Mack in NCAA Net Profits. Max, Oral Roberts, TCU, take it away.
Yeah, I think that with this Oral Roberts TCU game, Jim, it's all about tempo. Who's going to get their tempo? And with Oral Roberts, there's a big asterisk beside their name because let's be brutally honest. When Max Abamis doesn't have a close to 40-point game, this team loses and this team gets beat on the spread. Let's look at the Central Arkansas game. Okay, so what do you have? Like 8 points or something in that game? So I think that when you look at it, Max Abamis makes or breaks this game for Oral Roberts. And I have to hope that he can get going versus this TCU team. I think that when you look at TCU, while they're not going to have Max Evans, I don't think that's a big deal. I do think that you're going to have to force TCU to play faster, and you're going to have to be able to score at the rim. Someone else is going to have to, whether it be fucking Weaver or freaking, it doesn't matter. Someone else has to step up. If this box score at the end of the game only has one double-digit score and it's Abamis, then they're not going to freaking be able to cover this points. I think that when you look at TCU, they're going to try and want to play a game that is a rock fight. They want to keep this game under the number. I think that it's very possible for them to do so. But at the end of the day, when you have a game-changing score, a mid-major game-changing score, I have to put my faith and my money on him because it's like, well, he has that standout performance that's going to make or break the spread. I think that when you look at it also with Houston Baptist on deck, this is the big game. Next game, there may be a letdown. So I think that Oral Roberts maintains their momentum after the Tulsa win. And I think that they go in. I think that they keep this game close. So I'm looking at the full game spread with Oral Roberts, Jim.
Full game at +9. +9. Let's see what we can give you here. Full game +9. By the way, I got you a +147 on that first half. Does that sound all right? There was +144 at Circa, +147 at Pinnacle.
DraftKings had a 155.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's switch that out. +155. Perfect. +155. All right. So let's grab this right now. James Little does have a quick question. Now, the questions, they have a 20-minute segment, and it's a great part of the show on the NCAA Net Profits show. But let me see if I can see what Circa's hanging for this one here. All right. Very quickly. And then we will put a bow on this and review all action. Can we beat this? No, they moved Oral Roberts to +8.5 over at Circa. So we will be using this Pinnacle NCAA spot. I'm imagining they will give us better than -110. And TCU Oral Roberts, where the hell are you? There you are. No, -113. So we'll take the -110 here. So +9 at -110 for Oral Roberts. Oral +9 at -110 for Max. There we go. Quickly, we'll allow this question to come in quickly, but again, that's best for the spot on Max's show. But James Lill, who supports the show all the time, says, what do you think of this UTSA +14.5 versus Grand Canyon? He's leaning towards UTSA. Would you back that look?
Yeah, no, for me, it's a stay off from the spread. I think that Grand Canyon can run away with it, but I'm not comfortable laying that kind of number with this kind of production that you're getting scoring wise from them. So it's a stay off spot for me.
And Billy Friedrich found you a -108 on that +9 at Bookmaker. Thank you, Billy.
Appreciate you,
we all
Billy.
know that every cent counts when you're playing with volume. All right, let's review the action from Maxwell Smart. Max gets his card started with Cleveland State -3.5 at 15. Also, Lipscomb team total over 68.5 minus 112. Full game plus 15.5 minus 110. First half plus 8.5 at minus 104. Then he has the first half money line for Youngstown State at plus 155. The full game at plus 5 at minus 110. And Oral Roberts plus 9 at minus 108. There you have it from Maxwell Smart. Max, thank you for taking the time to roll with us every day. I know that you're very, very busy this time of year, and we're so thankful to have you, my man. Maxwell Smart on the year, on the show, a plus line, average line that is a plus money. He's 42 and 38, hitting at 52.5%, plus 2.94 units, ROI plus 3.63%. And an average line plus 101. We love you, Max. Thank you so much for rolling with us. Follow him on Twitter at CBMS420 and catch him today, Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern on NCAA Net Profits. Max, thank you so much, my man. Any last words?
Yeah, no, obviously I appreciate you, Jim. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Let's just try and get that cash. Let's hope that the roller coaster is going up this time instead of down.
I love it. There he is, Maxwell Smart in the house. All right, let's review all action on the show. We start with Gogster on the Colorado Avalanche in regulation, and Ron Crawford also Colorado Avalanche in regulation. We have a couple looks from Ron Crawford here, and we love him dearly. So shout out to our guy, Ron Crawford, who's running hot. Yesterday was spectacular. Dale Robinson joining us. Great to see you, Dale. All right, so Ron Crawford spreadsheet and Gogster both Avs in regulation. And Mr. Gogster wants to add Dallas in regulation at minus 123. I've got that copied and pasted. St. Louis, Tampa Bay. I'm really leaning towards Tampa. I'm gonna need a little bit more time. But Gogster's on the first period under 1.5 at minus 105. I'm going to be on the Sabres first period at plus 160. I don't want to double up, but the Sabres team total over 2.5 at plus 125 is real nice. But I don't want to double up here. Thank you, Mike Butler. You're a great guy. Thank you for rolling with us. Henry Dice says, what do you think of Wild in regulation and Avs in regulation, a two-team parlay? Honestly, I don't love – you know what? It doesn't matter if I don't love it. I don't love the Avs in regulation, but you have both Gogster and Ron Crawford on it. So if they're both on it, then you can have confidence within that move. But a rested Habs team, I know they've been underachieving against this. We don't even know who's going to be in goal right now for the Avs. It just makes me uncomfortable, makes me nervous. Senators first period is a possibility to me. This number for the Hurricanes is absolutely ludicrous. So maybe I don't want a Senators plus 1. I have to do something with the Senators. What is this going to end up with the Hurricanes minus 400 without 3 of their top 6 defensemen? It's just ridiculous. Then the under 1.5 first period, under 1.5 in Sharks Islanders for Gogster. Put this right here, Gogster. Oh wow! And Mike M says Columbus's coach said he isn't ready to name Torosov the starter for tonight. He says he thinks he may try out the equipment manager and Zamboni driver first. Gogster is on the Nashville Predators at plus a hundo. Nashville Predators at plus 1 hundo. Billy Frieder says Dallas, Columbus line back up. Dallas now minus 230. Wow. Thank you, North Ender, my guy. Devils Wild. I'm on the Wild minus 1, and I'm on the Stars minus 1. Gogster's on the first period under 1.5 in Jackets Stars, and he has just added Dallas in regulation. Minus 123. Then Flames, Kings, no action. Then we get into NFL. I've not moved on this NFL game. 5 straight winning weeks for me in NFL. Now we're in the black. 10 games over 500, up 2.5 units on the season. I have not added the Saints, but I'm interested in them. Interested in them with this number going up and Taysom Hill, trying to change the flow of things. I'm interested in them, but I don't. He's also on Taysom Hill anytime touchdown plus 275. Henry Dice on the under 47.5. Then we have Dutch and Ski going head to head in Bulls Knicks. Dutch is on the Knicks at plus 115. I think I may move on the Raptors plus 4 after this show. Dan Kelly's on fourth quarter Chicago, New York Knicks over 53.5. Fourth quarter Milwaukee -0.5. Detroit Phoenix under 208. I like that Detroit Phoenix under 208 look a lot. Is that still there? Let me just see if that's still there. Let's just see if that's still there. Here, totals. That's even. Oh, it's 208.5. I can get. I like that a lot. Okay, then we have Thunder Grizzlies as a backwoods. We have Pistons Suns as talking about going on the under. I'm going to do that. And then also Ron Crawford spreadsheet play today, Saints +6.5 as well. Yes, there's issues with both of them, Mark. This is their third goalie. Then we have our guy Dutchie finishing off with Spurs +5. Ed Grinds has that Taysom Hill at +180. I'd shop around for that, Ed, because you should be able to get a better number than that. DeWante Murray over 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists at -110, and CJ over 25.5 points at -110. Then we have NCAA basketball. Max is on Cleveland State -3.5. I'm going to roll with that. He's tripled up on Lipscomb, and I'm going to decide how I want to get involved. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not going to triple up. I guess a double up is not out of the equation here. And I did try to focus in on what he liked best in that spot. Birdie, man, you bring so much to the show. You bring so much to all of us, and we just love capping with you. So thank you, my friend. And then Max is on first half Youngstown State money line at +155. Daniel Zommerdijk's on them +200 on the money line full game. Max is taking the points full game at +5. And then Oral Roberts +9 at -108. Oral Roberts +9 at -108. And that's that. There it is.
I have a play.
Oh, shit. Does that count as breaking news?
It does indeed. I love your surprise face when it happens. No one else can see it besides me, but I enjoy it as well. I have a play.
I get so excited, but I think you're abusing it now with your play. But was this the only way to get my attention?
Yeah, it really is the only way to get your attention.
Okay.
But I have a question too, and I have to comment that I made that UTSA line official on Tuesday, and is now UTSA +3. So that's a tough look for me. But I have a question. Can I make a parlay the play of the day? A 2-leg parlay?
Yes, you are allowed to make a parlay. Everything has to be one ticket. By the way, Birdie's going to be on this show at some point. He's building his equipment, getting his shit set up, and he says he's going to browbeat you very badly that day.
Good, please. I don't know what Birdie looks like. I can't even imagine, but
very attractive. Very, very attractive.
Well, I mean, come
Extremely.
on. He's watching this show. Everyone that watches this show is very attractive.
Oh, and look at this. Just in. That would have been a news report. That should have been breaking news.
Well, hit the button. We gotta hit.
Look at that. I gotta copy and paste that. Quickly, I gotta answer this question quickly because I want to end with this with you, Jose. Mark Schellenberg says, if I doubled or almost tripled my bankroll, is it time to up my units bet? As long as doing that will still be 5% of your bankroll, no more than 5% of your bankroll. Never go over 5% of your bankroll ever. And if you're going to 5%, that's very dangerous. Very dangerous. So, okay. Jose, take it away. What's your action?
Well, word on the street is that we have a fucking nobody showing up in Columbus for the goalie, so that's something we should take advantage of. I like Gogster's Dallas in regulation. It was going to be Dallas just straight up money line, but Dallas in regulation -126 is awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and just put the Cowboys money line in there too. I think that it's a pretty easy 2 wins there, it feels like, and you can get it for a little over plus money. Let me double check it again because I had it up just now. But it's actually +147 for Dallas Stars in regulation for -125 and Cowboys money line -270.
All right, your first parlay May you reap the rewards. May you.
You told me about the ROIs of teasers, and I assume the ROI of parlays is around the same. So I don't do this often, Jimmy. You know I don't, but it has to be done.
Wow! Wow! Big news, McConnell. Wow! TJ is out indefinitely for these Blazers. Holy shit! That is huge news. 3 guards
get your
down.
Spurs bet in. Yeah, get your Spurs bet in.
CJ is out. CJ is out. Holy shit. Dennis Garcia says Dallas parlay. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, I'm not even like a Cowboys fan, not a Stars fan. But now apparently I'm a Stars bandwagon fan because you think they're gonna win the cup and the Bruins suck this year. So here we are.
I wouldn't say the Bruins suck this year. They certainly don't suck. You can't suck when you have Bergeron. And
well, he's beautiful too. Well, I told you. I mean, if Tuukka Rask is on the team, I'm not on the team either.
Yeah, he did let you guys down. We have a parlay locked in from our man Jose. It looks like the chopper is gone, so we'll see what's happened outside. Birdie disagrees though. He says Bruins suck. Dallas Stars in regulation at -125. Cowboys moneyline -270, giving Jose a +147 parlay. Many blessings.
Oh, and by the way, I guess a little spoiler, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Here's a self-promotion, self-plug. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Jimmy, you knew this. I'm not going to be here. Talking tailgate. This is what we're doing tomorrow. If you're from UTSA, going to UTSA football game for the most important UTSA football game in program history. We've said it a couple times this year. UTSA +3 is going to be bet by me immensely. It's going to be terrifying, but I will be betting it heavy. We will have a little tailgate show over there. It's going to be college game day, so bring your signs. Do the whole thing. It's going to be a good time. So come by, it'll be a good time.
And am I going solo here, or do you guys? I'm fine if that's the case. Is anyone going?
That is up to you. That is up to you. I assume so, but that is up to you. If you would like to have someone come with you, I can gladly ask someone to stick around.
That's all good. I'll roll solo.
You got the intro solo by yourself too. Woo! Feeling hot on a fucking Friday.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it'll be that or we got lots.
Fuck you, Birdie. We're fighting. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh shit!
Oh, I can't get my mouth around that thing. Oh.
So I got lots of stuff I can do. Don't worry about me.
A lot of options. I'll tell you.
Love you, Jose. Thank you for all the hard work you do behind the scenes. To everybody supporting the show, we have nothing without you guys. Thank you guys all so much. Birdie, Real Deal Prime, Henry Dice, Ed Grinds, Daniel Zommerdijk, Mike M. Puzzler, Lesko Brandon, Kent Davies, the Real Jolly Roger. We know where to troll tomorrow. Mark Schillingberg, Mike M., Jared TG, Dennis Garcia, Puzzler. I said Puzzler. Razor Sharp Picks, Alexi. Thank you guys all so much for everything. Fat Wally, Only Bet the Plus. Mr. Gogster was great.
Should I be scared about this? Should I be scared of giving Birdie my email because he wants to send me something? That sounds very threatening.
No. Don't worry about Birdie. He's nothing, no harm done. On behalf of all of us at Pub Sports Radio, thank you for your support. Let's get that cash. Leche. Hey, those bookmakers!
And we're back, folks. Another edition of the Joe and Jamar Power Hour.
Thus, as soon as they said touchdown, I cried. I was ugly crying. Like, I put my face in Joe's chest.
Oh my God, I'm crying all over again.
If it's through their kicker, if it's through their running back, if it's through their backup running back, if it's through their backup receiver, if it's through their backup quarterback, if it's through the starting quarterback, starting receiver, it doesn't matter who it is. This team has the next, it's just the next guy up.
Like, shout out Souza for doing what he did. Shout out Sturm for getting us to the bowl game. Shout out Davenport for making the league. Shout out Josiah Tauefa. Frankie Harris.
The Clemens Cadillac. His fists ablaze.
This is why Joe is like the story writer, and then I'm like the technical writer.
That was awesome.